It's I'm gonna just say Zachary. I don't want to mess the man's name up. I'm gonna just go with Zachary. He got drafted to the Hawks. Um, Bergenbries. I guess he's from France too. Um, then the Wizards drafted Alex Sar, Alexandri.
Oh, you talking about Risa
Um,
She? You talking about Risa She?
yeah, Visashi. Yeah, I didn't want to mess the man's name up. Um, the Rockets, number three, they picked Reed Shepard from Kentucky. Reed Shepard from Kentucky. The Spurs drafted Stephon Castle from Connecticut. Is that the guard you was talking about? Point.
Huh?
That's the guard you was
No,
talking about?
no. I was talking about Dillahan. Actually, Vito the one, and I gotta give Vito his credit, man. I did some research on Dillahan when Vito said that we should draft him at number two, and I'm like, I don't know about him at number two. I really wanted Saw, but I did some research on him, and Dillahan is a really good offensive weapon, and so he ended up getting drafted number eight, but getting traded. He is now in Minnesota with Ant.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I see at pick
so
eight.
yeah. So I mean, that's a shakeup right there a little bit. I
Go
feel like
ahead.
the NBA draft. I feel like the NBA draft is what the NFL draft should have been. It's
Mm.
some shakeups. Where was the shakeups at? And other than like Penix, there weren't too many shakeups.
I'll say Bo Nix. Bo Nix was a shake up. We didn't think Bo Nix was gonna go that early.
Kinda, but like once all the quarterbacks started coming off the board, it was like, all right, you know.
No, we knew that though. From our mock drafts and all that, we knew them quarterbacks, was gonna fly out the chart and everything. Didn't nobody know that Bo Nix was gonna go that early at 12.
I
You
mean,
know.
yeah, that's true too.
But
Yes, indeed.
the number fifth pick went to the Pistons, and they drafted Ron Holland the second. I said G League in Ignite. G League Ignite. I think they meant to say invite, but I don't know. But yeah. Well, that probably was the team that he played for, Ignite, the G League team he played for. Number six, the Hornets drafted Salon from Toilet Basketball. I'm guessing that's overseas. The Trailblazers drafted Donovan Klingen from Connecticut. The Spurs, as Leo was just talking about, drafted drafted Rob Dillingham, but he was traded to the Timberwolves to play out of Kentucky. At nine, the Grizzlies drafted Zach Edey, Purdue.
I like. That's the other person I was
That's
rocking with.
that's
I like
point
E.
that's points man right there.
I like
Zach
E.
Edey.
E was beast.
Um, I mean, I watched Edie's film. I like Edie. The only thing was the transition was for me. I don't know whether that was what I'm trying to say. I like his independent. I guess it's coast to coast for me. Like the athleticism. I guess that's what I was gonna say. His athleticism to get up and down the court, at a fast pace. I didn't see that, but I did see a guy that can, got a real good inside game, block shots. Works kind of good on the pick and roll from what I saw. I didn't really see his workout, so I'm just speaking off of what I saw personally when I looked him up. But I like that guy. If we could have paired them up, that would have been nice. But we knew he wasn't going to last around that long. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean it's kind of cool though that he didn't drop that far to where we thought he would. We thought he was going to drop far, way further than what he dropped. So that's kind of cool too as well.
that's true. That's true. So overall,
So overall, what do you guys think? Let me get some analysis. Since y'all broke the stories here, give me some early analysis on what you think happened with the Wizards tonight and what it looks
Um,
like moving forward.
the Wizards just drafted Keyshawn George out of Miami, a small forward. They traded up with the Knicks to get him.
Okay, that's good news. That's good news.
Okay, yeah,
They give
because
this
right
player a
now,
C plus grade.
uh,
I don't know if I trade up for a C plus grade player.
well, that's just what they grade
Well,
him,
you know,
and I feel like a lot of the best talent is already off the board, and I do feel like the first two picks. So if we gonna go there, I could say that the first two picks that we got, I really like both those guys. Really, Alex Starr. I think he's a baller. And so that's an A for me. Bud Carrington is more like a B because I really like Shorty and he's from the area. You know what? I'm gonna give him a B. I'm gonna give him a B plus. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give him a little bit higher than a B, but I think that he can be a A eventually. I think if they putting this young team together, they gonna run up and down the court. They're gonna do, they're gonna be aggressive. Because both of these guys that we picked at first, I haven't done a lot of research on our last current pick. You know what I mean? But the other two guys I did scout fairly well, and so I mean, if we gonna have that running gun, man, I don't know if he gonna add to the five. Then okay.
Okay, I got one. Let's stir the pot. Let's get this thing boiling. We playing around here. So tonight, there were reports that went out throughout the day that the Philadelphia 76ers front office and there's people who will be drafting today will be in communication with Washington football team officials, and the Washington football team officials will be helping them with the draft. How do
Oh, that's
you
crazy.
how do you guys as Wizards fans feel about a home team helping a division opponent?
I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like it. I ain't gonna sit there and lie like it's okay. I don't like it. I'm gonna be real. I'm a Wizards fan as well. I didn't grow up a Wizards fan. I am a converted Wizards fan, meaning I chose my home team, as an adult making my own conscious decisions. So it's not like I could have chose any team to be a fan of. I said, you know what, I'm rocking with my home team. So I don't like, if that makes any sense, even though they in different sports. They are in different sports. They are not supposed to be helping. But I understand the situation. Business wise, if you look at what the Redskins did, like realistically, if you look at what they did this offseason and you're not impressed, if you ain't looking at this with this offseason and say, like, whoa, they really did a rehaul. And I think that maybe Josh Hurst seen what Adam Peters did, and he like, you know what? I need you on my other team. So I'm not necessarily happy, but I am impressed. I will say that. Not happy, but I am impressed.
Right. Okay. Impressed at what? What are you impressed about? About them
If
helping the other team, helping the
no,
Philadelphia 76ers?
no, that listen. The Philadelphia 76ers already had a front staff, right? They shouldn't need no football guys, right? Remember when they first bought the team, right? Remember when they hired the dude from the Warriors, right?
That's not what no, that's not the question.
No, listen,
Oh,
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. So when they did that, everybody was like, "What the hell? You are tripping. This is football. You can't be hiring no basketball dudes." And this is the same situation.
that's not
I
what I'm
bet you the
asking.
I
You
bet I'm
veered away
answering the
from the
question.
question. You veered away.
Listen, listen,
You
listen.
veered
I'm
away
answering the question. Listen to me. So I think that that's very impressive. You said what's impressive? That they actually went
Okay, so let me
on the
rephrase.
opposite
Maybe
side.
maybe I didn't phrase the question right. So let's
Okay.
rephrase this. Is Josh Harris owning the Washington football team a conflict of interest?
No,
It's not.
no.
Even though his staff is out there helping a rival in the Philadelphia 76ers to the Wizards.
They didn't say his staff particularly. They said
That's
DC.
exactly what they said. That's exactly what they said. They said his
They
staff.
said DC.
They said who?
They said DC, right?
No, they
Not
said Washington
not
Commanders.
Josh Harris.
No, they said Washington Commanders officials will be in communication with the Philadelphia 76ers in regarding to helping them with the draft today. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, yes. Look.
So, is this a
Well,
conflict of interest
No,
for the area?
No, I'm gonna say no. This is the reason why. Because see, the
I
reason
think-
why I'm gonna say no is because the media likes to play on language. Washington Commander officials. That could be some water boy over there going to go help them get towels, helping them in the draft. But see, the media will eat. What was we talking about on Major Mondays? If y'all wasn't on Major Mondays, y'all got to go back and look. The media will take any little slight thing around here because they don't have nothing to hang on to because they've been on Jane Dame's line. And now this whole situation. And they're like, ooh, we got a new situation.
Yeah.
Or we can play this and pour this for ourselves. We're going to say Washington Commanders or Washington will have officials helping the 76. Oh, this is going to blow the water.
Who was the officials? That's what we need to know.
That's what I'm saying. That could be a water boy. A water boy is the official of the
Y'all are giving this
Commanders.
way too easy. Way too easy.
It does matter.
Nah,
Ain't no way.
I'm not giving them that much because
Ain't
it
no
has nothing to do
Ain't
with
no
football.
way. Ain't no
It has
way.
nothing to do with football.
Listen, bro. Hear me out.
So how? Let me
Hear
ask
me
you
out.
this then.
Hear me out, bro.
Hear
Hear me out. I got you.
Let's take it a step further.
Let me explain this. So, what happens? Because we hired the dude from the Warriors. What if that is the official they talking about? He's a basketball guy anyway from the Warriors. He's not even from this area.
Listen, y'all are making
I'm
a
about
lot
to
of.
say when we talk about official, are we talking about a vice president? Are we talking about player personnel? Are we talking about them guys?
Let's rephrase this. Let's switch this. This is why I'm saying that. Let's switch this up. Let's take it to another tone. Let's use another tone. Let's say the Wizards, Ted Leonis and the Wizards in the Monumental Group, who owns the Wizards. Let's say the Monumental Group sent several executives to Dallas, to Jerry's World, to help them train in the off season.
It's not the same thing. Not the same thing. Not the same thing at
How
all.
What is they helped them with the draft?
Because Jerry does not own the Wizards, bro. Jerry doesn't own the Wizards, and I mean, Ted Leonis don't own the Cowboys. That it's not the same.
What do you mean it's not the same?
It is not because
sent his team over there to help the Philadelphia 76ers.
He owns both the teams, bro. So like, it's not like he sent somebody outside his.
And it's not like that's his homie, even though
the team a conflict of interest. Now,
no, I don't think so.
I don't either.
I do.
I don't think so.
I do.
Because until
to get what Vito had to say, because I do. I think it's a really big conflict of interest. I'm not sure how they continue to get away with it. Why are y'all giving these guys the pass? Because you definitely would not give Ted Leonis the pass if he sent somebody to help the Dallas Cowboys. You thinking of it in terms of no, let me finish. You thinking of it in terms of ownership. I am thinking of it in terms of basketball. At the end of the day, the Washington Wizards are in the same division as the Philadelphia 76ers. So if you are sending people over there to help the Philadelphia 76ers, you are still doing something against a team that is rivaled to the area in the Wizards. Helping the 76ers hurts the Wizards. And no way, is no other way to slice it. So anytime that Josh Harris plucks from the Washington football team to give to the Philadelphia 76ers, guess what? When he does that to go and give to the Philadelphia 76ers, then he is hurting the Wizards. There's no other way to slice it.
I don't think so. Look at what the Wizards just done today. How has he hurt the
I don't
Wizards?
think so. What is the
How
logic?
is he?
I don't think so. Why not? How doesn't it?
I just said why. I just said why.
Question
How did he hurt the Wizards today? The
How
Wizards just got
because they're in
Sar.
the same division. They're in the
They
same.
just got Sar. They just got Brogdon.
They're competing
They
for the
just got all these
same. They're
players.
competing for the same crowns. They're in competing divisions. They're in competing divisions.
Regardless if they're competing divisions, he owns both the teams. What do you expect him not to want both?
Doesn't matter who. See, you're looking at it in terms of ownership. We're taking ownership out of the picture right now. It's just, are they in the same division? Yes.
You can't say,
so help me.
They are in the same division, but that's his team, bro. That's his team. You taking up. You're taking up. You're putting the business into it. That's his team.
Because by saying it's his team, then he should not own one of them, in my opinion.
He had basketball people around the football last year. He had basketball people around. Those are the people who's going over there.
It's not about basketball to football. It's about team to division.
No, it's about business, bro. At the end of the day, that's what you're missing. It's about business. It ain't about team to division. It's about business at the end of the day. And that man owns the team down here, and he got people that work in the basketball field, and he owns the Philadelphia 76ers.
I got a question, bro. I got a question for you.
Bro,
I got a question for you. Bro.
If I am a Wizards fan and not a Redskin fan right now, I am rooting for the Redskins to do horrible. Why? Because I know that if he brings people in and we do well with those people, he is going to use those people for the 76ers, which would hurt the Wizards. So if I am a Wizards fan,
and we bring more people in there, talking about Sar and those guys, he's going to use those people.
Everything to go bad in Washington for the bad football team, because I don't want him using this stuff for the 76ers.
I am a fan of both teams, bro. And so, my opinion, I think should matter. Guess what? The Wizards is my team. The Redskins is my team. So, guess what? My opinion matters on both sides, I believe. You know? I support both teams. I've been to games for both teams. I done held it down for both teams. So, in my opinion, like, truth be told, what the Wizards do, if they don't play well this year, it wouldn't be the 76ers' fault at all. It wouldn't be the 76ers' fault.
It would be the Wizards' fault. It'd be who the Wizards hire as they coach. Everything that the Wizards are doing. Okay. Josh Harris don't own the Wizards. Ted Leon's does.
Hold up, because this is going to happen at some point. At some point, you're going to have a Philadelphia 76ers Washington Wizards playoff series. Period. You're going to have that. And so everything that the Redskins essentially did to help the 76ers will then hurt the Wizards.
Well, guess
what? It's going to hurt the Wizards. The 76ers are already up.
Goodness.
They're already up. How is it going to hurt? They up. I can see if they was down already, bro. They up already. They probably about the only team in the East that we probably got to worry about. So you know what I'm saying?
Under what circumstances is there a conflict of interest in regards to owners? At what point is it like, nah, this is a conflict of interest?
It's not to me. It's not to me. I'm sorry. It can't be a conflict. Only way it's a conflict of interest if he was in the NBA.
Okay, let's say Ted Leonsis wanted to sell the Wizards. So it's okay for Jerry Jones to come and own the Wizards then. That's what y'all saying. It's okay.
If that's what he want to do.
Nah, man.
No, I would be mad. I would be mad.
The word conflict of interest. Maybe y'all don't get it.
It's not conflict of interest, though.
Man, at what point is it a conflict of interest between?
Why? Because he did. Why? Because he's down the street there and got an edge to the street.
Because he's Jerry Jones. I'll be mad. I ain't gonna hold you.
At what point is it a conflict of interest? At what point is that?
This is what I'm saying, bro. This is my argument here. What have we done in I don't know how long? This is my thing. What have we been doing? I can see this is a franchise. We up here win it all, and then this go on. You like, oh, they trying to snake us out. They're not trying to snake us out. They've been beating out here. They're trying to snake us out for.
The question is, at what point is it a conflict of interest between owners who own division rival in different sports, etc. At what point is it like, no, this guy can't own this team because these two teams are in competing cities?
Bro,
And
whether
it will throw the dynamic off. It is a conflict of interest. At what point does this become a conflict of interest?
whether we like it or not, it happens all over the league. Whether we like it or not, it's always an owner. It's always an owner. It's always an owner who owns another sports franchise.
Another one.
It's always there's no need for us to go through the list, bro. We know that. There's no need for us to go through a list. We know that.
I think it is a need. You claim
no, it's not. It's no need. No, we're not going to make this lefty. I'm just telling you, we know that for a fact that there are owners who own multiple franchises. We do know that.
We don't know if it's in competing cities, though. We don't know if there's a scenario like that around in any other place. Show me where there is a similar scenario.
It might be unprecedented. Listen, it might be unprecedented, right? But what I'm saying is that the Wizards, right?
Bad news, man.
But
it's not for me.
And I'm not even a Wizards fan. But if
it's not bad news. It's not bad news.
I would be pissed.
Bro, answer this question. Who represented the Eastern Conference Finals? Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals this year?
It doesn't matter.
Who did? Can you answer the question, right?
Doesn't matter.
We just watched. No. What I'm saying. Hold on, bro.
We're gonna beat them easily, bro. They're not gonna be a problem. We're gonna beat the Philadelphia.
Whether Josh Hirsch's ownership of the Washington football team is a conflict of interest, that has nothing to do with it.
No, listen to what I'm saying. The reason I'm saying this, right? Because we as a Wizards fan, right? We need to be focused on the Celtics because they're the NBA champions and they're the Eastern Conference. And listen, hold on, and that's the Eastern Conference Finals winners. So we need to focus on them. That's who we need to be worried about. No offense to the 76ers. The 76ers to me ain't even a team that I'm really worried about.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You know what I mean? I'm just being 100 with it.
What is that scared of what they doing anyway? Like that's why they needed help because they don't know what the hell they doing out there anyway. That's why they needed help.
That has nothing to do with whether
it's not a conflict of interest. It's not to me.
Okay, so give me a scenario that you guys feel would be a conflict of interest. Where is the line then?
Sharing secrets of the ever franchise. That's conflict of interest to me.
I got you.
You asked me what point. That's my point. That's my point.
That's not the way the question was framed.
Hold on.
Yes, it was. You said at what point? I told you at what point. When you start sharing secrets as an owner, that's a conflict of interest to me.
That's not.
You start. It is, bro. That's my answer. You're not gonna tell me my answer. That's my answer.
Okay, but that's not what I'm asking.
The conflict of interest could be. What would be the conflict of interest? Hold on.
Now you rephrase it. That was what you just asked, bro. You rephrasing it.
No action, just by ownership alone. When is it conflict of interest? No actions taken just by this guy owning the team. That's a conflict of interest. At what person cannot own the team? What person would it be a conflict?
You can't say not own the team. I'm gonna tell you
what person is in violation of conflict of interest to you guys.
Are you gonna let me answer the question or not, bro? Listen. The conflict of interest would be is if they went into the other sport because they're the Eagles owner. Because they're the 76ers owner. If they start doing stuff with the Eagles because they own a franchise in that
action. Y'all are talking about actions. I'm not talking about action.
How else could you explain it?
Okay.
What way could you explain it?
What do you mean?
Without by action.
Just not action.
It has to be an action. You saying how is it being an owner? An action has to be committed for somebody to feel some way.
So LeBron James, essentially to you guys, LeBron James can own the own the Wizards too, right? That's what
yeah.
Jordan
play for the Lakers. He can own the Wizards and play for the Lakers. Okay.
So Jordan was part. No, that's not even what we talk about. That's a whole different ball game.
Okay, so that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. By
But
ownership
that's the action
alone,
though. It's
no,
still an action though.
no actions. By ownership alone,
Doesn't
who
matter
would
action.
be of a person that would be X'd out of the picture, saying you cannot own that team, the Wizards, on the I mean, meaning out of the NBA. I mean, the Redskins out of the
Anybody can own
NBA.
anything. You just said if they got the
What
money to buy their
NBA
team,
person?
anybody can own their team.
What NBA person should not own the Redskins? Where is it a conflict of interest at? What NBA person it shouldn't, because it's a conflict of interest, they shouldn't own the Redskins?
NBA person.
Yes, NBA.
I mean, the
I mean,
NBA.
Where's the
why,
line? I'm trying to ask y'all. Where's the line? Because y'all don't seem to have one.
I really don't.
Because the NBA and the NFL.
That's where I
That's what I'm saying. The NBA and the NFL are two total different
so
channels. Like we seen it during the draft.
right, okay. But for me, I'm more of the regulatory type where I do have a line when it comes to conflict of interest. Because for me, I don't want things like this, what happened tonight regarding the Wizards and the 76ers, Redskin people helping the 70s, they in the same city. That to me will create a very ugly dynamic between cities, ain't like, not to be funny. If I was a Wizards fan, if I played for the Wizards, I would look at the Redskins or the Commanders, whatever you want to call them. I would look at them as a Philadelphia 76er owned team. They're not even part of the city. They are owned by some Philly dudes. They move like that. They helping the Philly team. They are not even part of us. And I'm not going to their games. I'm not supporting them. I'm not mingling with their players. None of that. They are the enemy. They work for the enemy. That's how I would look at it because of stuff like that. And that doesn't bring any cohesiveness to a city that otherwise would have it if he didn't own a team.
I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm gonna be real. I feel like he's done a great job owning the Redskins so far. I feel like he's trying to get the team back into the city. He's doing everything
that don't have nothing to do with conflict of interest.
What I'm saying is that it's not a conflict of interest. You the one.
Why?
You feel like it's a conflict of interest, but we don't. I don't feel like it's a conflict of interest.
I don't either.
Why?
I told you why.
But that's why I asked y'all.
It's a total different genre. If, like you said, if LeBron was playing for the Lakers that own the Wizards, that's different. We're talking about two different genres.
I'm just asking y'all, where is the conflict of interest that with you guys? When is it like, okay, this person can't own the team? That's just conflict of interest.
Jerry Jones. That's the only person.
That's wild. Okay.
Jerry Jones.
I rest my case with that one. We'll move into Adam.
Bruh, no. Bruh, no. What is the conflict of interest? You said it's a conflict of interest.
The reason why I say I don't
is when someone could adversely do something that for a reason, where they have a reason to adversely do something to that area, whether it's the area, whether it's the city, or whatever the case may be. Case in point, tonight, when you have Commanders officials assisting a division rival team against that city.
Where did that report come from? Because we just seen Raggedy Rags do some raggedy stuff. Where did that report come from?
I'm gonna put it up on the screen. I'll share it. I'll make sure I share.
We're not gonna do this, bro. That's the stuff the media do, bro. We are not going to twist this and make it seem like they did something.
Yeah, like nah, man. Because Rico Rag, we was on Major Monday, and Rico Rag did some raggedy stuff.
What did they do?
I'm gonna call it out. They did some raggedy stuff.
What did they do directly to the Wizards? Huh?
Here it is, right here.
No, I'm asking the question. What did they do?
That's what I want to know.
Wires, the 76ers wires. Sixers met with Washington Commanders. So hold up, let me pull it up. Nope, y'all ain't getting away with this. Y'all ain't getting away.
And from who? Who put it out there?
Wednesday. Y'all are live with this thing, baby.
Who put it out there?
We live on Workhorse Wednesday. Y'all ain't getting away with this. Y'all sitting there protecting these people. These people against your city. Against your city.
They are not against my city.
These people against your city.
The reason why I say it's not a conflict of interest to me, because even if Jerry Jones owned the Wizards, ain't nobody giving Jerry no secrets around here. Ain't nobody
And
doing nothing with Jerry. You see what I'm
Bruh,
saying? So it wouldn't be no
I don't
conflict of interest to me. Even if
listen.
Jerry
Me
owned the
personally,
Wizards, I'd
man,
still be a Wizards fan. Ain't nobody giving Jerry no secrets around here, bro. They
this is
run the soil, run too deep. Ain't no conflict there. If Jerry was the owner up here, you think somebody gonna be sitting there kicking it with Jerry? Yeah, this what they doing. This how they move. Ain't nobody talking to Jerry.
look.
but
There gonna
guess
be a
what?
lost soul around here, bro.
Since I've been
That's
watching
happening.
football,
That
Jerry
is
Jones been the
happening against
owner
the
of the
Wizards.
Cowboys.
If the Wizards are upset about this, they have every reason and every right to be.
For what?
On
Why
how to
would they be
handle
upset?
day two.
Right to
And look
be.
what they say on how to handle day two of the draft. They didn't say day one. It had nothing to do with the pick they got up there.
And you're not supposed to be helping them at all.
Bruh.
Why not?
See,
Hey, bruh, I
Your
did.
boss owns the team, bro.
Yeah.
Do we not forget about that? He owns the
that's
team. I
why
can see if he didn't
the
own the
question
team. He
is,
owns the
if you
team.
shouldn't own it at all, if you have to do this, maybe you shouldn't own the team.
I mean,
Bro,
I'm
like
not
I
gonna say you
said,
should own the thing because of that.
this right here, that report right there is because they don't
Right
have
there.
nothing else to report on. They are going to make it
They
big,
bored.
like Toy was
They
just saying.
bored.
They're going to twist it up. They're going to say command no. The Philadelphia Sixers sat down with their balls. Don't say command. They sat down
They
with their
bored.
balls. So it's Al Hurst who
The
owns the
Sixers
team.
with Commanders on how to handle day 2 of the
Yeah,
NBA draft.
yeah. And
I
who
was
wrote that
the
report?
Wizards, I would be pissed.
Who
The
wrote that
Wizards
report?
have every right to
The
be
Sixers
pissed.
wrote that report, right?
What
That
Sixers?
ain't even
Why?
come from the whip. That ain't even come from the cap down
Hold
here.
up.
That came from the Sixers, right?
The Sixers
It
just
came
hating.
from a couple of them down here. Yes, they did. It came from
The
a couple
Sixers
people down
hating.
here too.
The Sixers just hating.
There go another report 6 hours ago,
The,
8 hours ago,
the,
10 hours
the
ago.
Sixers know they probably ain't about to be walking all over us again, so they got to put some hate news out there.
Commanders to discuss Dre. Why they ain't meet with the daggone Philly? Why they ain't meet with Philly? Because they could be getting information about the Wizards. What do you know about them? Y'all down there with them. They could be a straight up spy against the Wizards. Why they ain't go to the Eagles and get no
Even if this is my
why they
thing, you can
ain't go
spy all
right
you
to
want, but like Russ Grimmin used to say, they knew we was running the play. You gotta stop us. Stop us.
Bruh.
Since you know so much about us, stop us. What can I tell you? I guarantee you we will beat the Philadelphia Sixers this season more than they beat us. I guarantee you that.
It's disrespectful to the Wizards in every type of way. That is very
It ain't
disrespectful.
disrespectful, bro. It's not a conflict of interest. I don't believe so. I don't.
Very disrespectful to the Wizards.
Now, what would have been a blatant conflict of interest if we traded our pick with them?
Yeah.
That would have been a blatant conflict of interest.
We did trade.
Right
Our
there.
first pick was traded
we-
with Philly to the Philadelphia Eagles, which I don't remember.
Who?
The Redskins. Our first pick was traded to who? The Eagles this year in the draft.
What are you talking about?
Not our first overall. The first trade we made, and the second pick we had was traded. We traded with the Eagles. And guess what?
I'll play.
I said something about it. I said something about it.
And then what player did we get? We got the player that we wanted.
We got Jersey Newton.
It doesn't matter.
We got the player that we wanted.
Y'all said if it was a trade, then it would be a conflict of interest. Well, I just gave you a trade.
Well, what I'm saying
That's
is
a conflict of interest.
that we traded with
How? Please tell me how that's a conflict of interest. You got a player that magnitude. How's that a conflict of interest?
We don't know if Josh Harris is a mole. We don't know if he's feeding them information. We don't know who these people are.
Listen, I'm gonna be real. What they did this year is impressive as hell. So
if that's all mole work, that's some impressive mole work.
They got on the field yet, so let's hold up on that. They haven't got on the field yet. Some people say
in the offseason.
Hold up, let's be clear about
this.
In the offseason. Let's be clear about this. Right now, if you go on the ESPN polls, Washington is ranked 27th in the league, 27th. So everybody doesn't feel that they did all of that stuff that we feel or that we're saying.
That's cool. Ron second year they was ranked 24th, bro. That's cool. Ron second year they was ranked 24th, and what they end up doing?
Right now they're ranked 27th.
And we won the division that year.
Change.
That's going to change big time, man.
Every poll. Matter of fact, not just in polls of ESPN, in every single poll that nobody even has this team ranked above 20.
That's
Nobody.
cool. That's cool.
So
And they
with
dummies.
all
And they dummies for that.
Feel that way.
I don't want to be like highly touted before the year start. I don't.
Remember, hold on. Remember when we was ranked with RG3 when we put that team together? Now this team is, to me, way better than that. They put together the defense and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So remember what RG3 and it was ranked at the beginning of the season? It was like 28. It was a real low jump too. 28, some 29, some wild stuff. They ain't believing them neither. So y'all keep not believing. That's okay. That's what I want to do. Fly under the radar.
Again,
if y'all know,
y'all have moved the goalpost. Y'all have moved the goalpost.
If y'all notice, if y'all notice, this season we do not have nowhere near as many primetime games as we did last year.
Well, and I'm happy about that. I would love to fly under the radar.
I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm telling y'all.
At the end of the day, the question was for one, does the Wizards should be pissed? I think they have a gripe. I think it's a visible gripe. I think it was very disrespectful for them to do that. If you have to do that to own the team, if you cannot go and consult with the Philadelphia Eagles, why you didn't go consult with the Eagles? You should have consulted the Eagles.
Why?
Bro, they are mad because their team don't look like the team that he's got down here. Look, he didn't put the effort into them. They are mad up there.
It has become a Philly team.
I would be more concerned with
the teams that's in the area.
I would definitely be more concerned with them concerned with the Eagles. They shouldn't be concerned with the Eagles for their draft picks.
Who shouldn't? You talking about the 76ers? Why shouldn't the 76ers consult with the Eagles?
They should not be concerned with the Eagles for nothing.
Yes, they should. We don't have nothing to do with the Philadelphia 76ers and what they do.
Why are they talking to the Eagles?
That's exactly. That is this is why Josh Harris might not be the right owner for this thing.
That's your opinion.
No, bro.
I think
bro,
right now.
It's been the thing about this man and conflict of interest and people he knew and everything, all that. If you were really taking down the ship like you're supposed to be, you can't be taking down the ship, bringing in all these pieces, trying to win like this.
So
you can't be taking the ship down.
If you played for the Wizards, would you then support the Washington Commanders after this? If you played for the Wizards,
yeah, why not?
No way in the world.
Bro, like I said, the media twist words up.
Okay,
they twist up all for clickbait. They twist it for clickbait. They talk to their boss. Let's get it right. Their boss is Josh Harris. They talk to somebody. No, they talk to Josh Harris and his team. That's what it was.
Let's switch this. If let's say you play for the Redskins and you find out that the Wizards are going to help the Cowboys with the draft, would you then continue to support the Wizards if you play for the Redskins and they're going to help them with the draft? Would you support the Wizards? If you play for the
Wizards,
if the Wizards are helping the Cowboys with the draft and you play for the Redskins,
why are you?
But that's not the deal, though, bro. Let's get the lies out the building. We cutthroat here. Let's get the lies out the building. They were talking to their boss.
See, there you go.
Why would they be helping the Cowboys?
It doesn't matter. Let's say something with the jury and Leonis do some type of partnership.
I'd be mad at Leonis.
But you're not mad at her. I don't get it. I'm
gonna tell you why I'm not mad at her.
There ain't no party.
It sounds like y'all are favoritism for hers.
No, he owns the franchise, bro. It's different. He owns the franchise. He has a football franchise and a basketball franchise. What owner in the league has that?
It's a conflict of interest.
There's no other owner in the league that has a basketball team.
I don't know. I know they don't have one in a rival's place where, like, oh yeah, I own a team in Miami, right? I own a team in Miami and I own a team in New England. No, it ain't nothing like that. But I own but I own the other. No, ain't nothing like that. I don't think so in sports, with a situation like we got here, where you have the owner of the Sixers owning the Redskins, and then using the Redskins personnel to go and help the Sixers beat the Wizards.
Then it's not to beat the Wizards. It's that they helping them, but it's not to beat
Oh
the
my
Wizards.
goodness! Oh, it's
That's
not to beat the
trifling.
Wizards. Okay, yeah.
That is
Even though they're
trifling.
in
You
their
don't think that's
division,
slicing it a little bit?
they're
You
not
don't think
doing
that's
this.
slicing it a little bit? Huh?
No, it's not slicing it. They're in their division. You gotta beat all your division opponents. This
I
is
think
not.
that's slicing it a little bit.
This is not a size. I'm trying to beat the Cowboys, the Eagles. That's the person I know is going to be on the schedule, regardless of anything else I
Look,
do. Those three things.
I'm just being real. I'm just being real.
So guess what?
I'm
I'm
just being
trying to beat
real.
them first.
I'm just being
Yeah.
real.
So again, going back to the original of what the bones of. Let's throw all the other stuff out. This is about the bones.
The bones. That's your bones, fool. Like I'm not. That's not my bones. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Look,
Philadelphia
we will have to
76ers.
disagree on this one.
The Commanders sent people to help the Philadelphia 76ers with their draft today beat the Wizards at the end of the day. They
You
want to
said
beat
beat the Wizards. Why you got to beat the Wizards? They not thinking about the Wizards.
They're thinking about everybody. How are they not thinking about the Wizards, especially the Wizards, because they're in their division?
Bro, listen to what I'm saying, because we were so bad that we had the number 2 pick this year. We were horrible, bro. We should have got the number 1 pick, bro.
So what happens if these guys, if the 76ers and the Wizards happen to play each other in the playoffs, and let's say the 76ers eliminate the Wizards? Is this now a conflict of interest?
Why would it be? Why? What was wrong with if we lost? We lost. What did Josh Hurst have to do?
I was about to say you're just not good enough. If you ain't good enough, you're not good enough.
Josh Hurst using using Washington personnel to help the 76ers could have been what got the 76ers over the hump against the Wizards. Why is our teams forcibly against each other now? Because of Josh Hurst. This is what the conflict of interest comes in at. This is where the conflict of interest comes in at. Shout out to the Wizards, man. I'm not even a Wizards fan all the way. You know, I root for the home team here in Washington. I am a Bulls fan, but I am going to get the backs of the Wizards right now because I do feel, and I'm going to keep it real with the fans out there. Shout out to everybody out there. Listen, this is the Nature Sports Podcast, Workhorse Wednesday. I'm going to keep it real with y'all out there, America and beyond. I thought Josh Hurst buying the skins from day one was a conflict of interest. From day one. So yes, I am using this.
Yes, this is your use.
I am using this to show the example of what I meant by conflict of interest from day one. Look at the headline.
It's good juice. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's good juice. It's good juice. It's definitely good juice.
Discuss draft.
It's not juice to me.
It is right there on the ladies and gentlemen.
It's good juice, but it's not enough juice for me right now. That is not a conflict of interest to me because,
if you
like I
drink
say,
that
he
amount of
owns
juice,
the
you still gonna be
team.
thirsty.
For them to mix up the words like that is crazy. The one trying to say Josh Harris sat down with the Philadelphia 76ers today and don't put Commanders because now y'all gonna bring up the whole uproar.
The problem is why are we merging staffs? If you can't own
he's not merging staffs, bro. They are good. They're twisting words for clickbait.
76ers. Y'all are okay with merging with the 76ers?
He's not merging. He's not merging. He's not merging. He's already the owner of the team. How's that a merge? He's already the owner of the team.
The same draft.
Is he sitting down in the Wizards draft room?
Hey, listen.
No, he's not.
I'm gonna be real. What happened? I'm gonna be real.
This merger that's going on. Y'all okay with merging with the 76ers?
Listen,
we're not merging with the 76ers.
This is credit to Adam Peters, right? Reality of it. This is credit to Adam Peters. Adam Peters obviously made that much of an impression on Josh Hurst that he felt that he needed to do some of what Josh Hurst did in the draft room. I mean, what Adam Peters did in the draft room.
Y'all are making a lot of excuses.
That's not an excuse, bro. Realistically, think about it. You own one team. You see one team do some amazing stuff. Your other team is, bruh, I'm telling you, I bet the 76 is about to recalibrate too because of the Redskins.
Vito in the building. Vito in the building. Let's see what his take is. Are you okay, Vito, with merging with the 76ers?
Oh, you stop. No, bro. You can't say that. Say the story, bro. Say the story. Stop slicing it.
That's what it is. Are you okay with merging with the 76ers?
Nah, bro. You slicing it now, bro. You slicing it.
Go ahead. All right, Leo, tell me what happened, Leo.
So listen. So today, right?
He's on the ultimate slice vintage right now. That's what happened.
Yeah, super size. Listen. So today, the Commanders, I guess, sent some people to help with day 2 of the draft for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay.
Not the truth. Not the truth.
Hold on.
Day 2. Not today. Because they specifically said day 2, first and foremost. That's why I said super size. So for day 2, they sent some Washington Commanders, basically, it said officials. Now, Roe is saying that that's a conflict of interest and we merging and all this and all that. I'm saying it's not a big of a deal. Big Son kind of feel how I feel as well. What do you feel about that situation?
If and come from the Wizards aspect, if you are a Wizard,
don't add no sauce to it. I didn't add no sauce to
it.
I didn't add no sauce to it.
I want to be clear on who I was
vouching. No, be clear about nothing. Let him give his opinion. I ain't add no juice or sauce to it, and neither can you.
Oh, you added a little juice.
Oh, I'm gonna add my juice. They lying. They talking about it. They're talking about Josh Hurst. They gonna twist the words. They came from the 76. They come from us. They came from the 76.
I didn't even say that. I ain't even add. I ain't add no juice to it. I ain't add nothing to it. I said the report is. Hey, V, hold on. I'm gonna say it again. So V can hear. I'm gonna say it one more time. The report is that the Commanders officials are helping the Philadelphia 76ers with day 2 of the draft.
What's wrong with that?
How do you feel about that?
What's wrong with that? Didn't the Warriors help the Redskins get their free agency together?
But it's not the Warriors. We hired him. I think
No. I'm asking. That's my question to rebuttal what you just said. Not to rebuttal as a back and forth, but just a comment to go back with what you said.
No, that's what I said, Vito. I said the same thing you said, though, Vito. I said the same exact thing.
AV.
Yes.
I think the guy that you're talking about is actually on the staff for the Commanders, for the Redskins, for Washington, whatever which way you want to put it. I believe that the guy that was working with the Warriors, I'm not positive that this is the way this goes, so I'm gonna look it up and make sure that I'm right. But that's what I believe, that he works for us.
But he's essentially still with another franchise outside of the 76ers, and our owner, Josh Hurst, has ties with the 76ers in basketball.
Yes.
So what I'm saying in return to that is that essentially I don't think that it matters as much when you're talking about two different sports. If it was two teams that are in the NFL, then I would probably be concerned. But it's a team that that Josh Hurst owns, coinciding with another franchise that he owns. And I don't think it's necessarily a merge more than using some of the same business practices so that you're not putting yourself in different places. So putting yourself in different putting too many hats on. If I'm not mistaken, the Trailblazers owner is a part owner or is an owner of the Seattle Seahawks. Like there's other teams that own multiple franchises.
But what other sport are they in the same division
though? What do you mean?
Are they in the same division? Are they in the same division?
Okay. Hey, so I'm gonna clear this up. I'm gonna clear this up right here. Bob Myers. Hold on, bro. Hold on. I'm gonna clear this up right here.
With the Commanders.
Bob Myers is the guy's name that is a former executive for the Golden State Warriors and current executive for the Commanders. So he doesn't work with the Warriors anymore.
Well, he knows the field.
So what I'm saying is, if Bob Myers went to go help the Philadelphia 76ers with their draft, do you think that that's a problem?
Is that who went to go help? He's the only one that
Maybe.
went?
They said official. He's an official.
Did they say no? Did they say that he went and he's the only one that went?
No, I didn't say that. I'm not implying that either.
Oh,
What I'm
okay, so
asking-
why
So,
is
so
he
do you think he's the only one
Okay,
that
so
really
Vito,
went?
let me ask you this, Vito. Let me rephrase the question.
question.
Let me rephrase the question because they couldn't answer this question.
We
At which
answered it.
point,
He ain't take the
at
answer. We answered
which
it.
point is it a conflict of interest for a owner to own a team in another city? At which point does this just become a conflict of interest? What person? Give me like an example of a person where it's like, all right, even though this person, let's say this person is affiliated with the NBA, what NBA affiliated person would be a conflict of interest to own the Washington Commanders, in your opinion?
I don't think any, if it's a different sport. I mean, I don't understand how we're making two different leagues go again with coincide with each other. There are two different owners in majority of in those sports, and I feel like we may, in that regard of how you asked it, I think we kind of may be forcing that situation into something more than what it is.
Well, let me ask you this then. Let's rephrase it then. Let me stop then halfway. Okay. What if you're Ted Leonis and you're the owner of the Wizards, right?
You're
the owner of the Wizards, or you're a player for the Wizards.
I don't think the Wizards and Commanders have anything to do with each other.
That's not what I said. I said if you are Ted Leonis, and you watch the news report, Commanders sending them Philly to help with the Wizards, whatever. Even though this is a team in my market, can you support the Commanders in the same manner at that point?
What do you say? Well, say it one more time, please.
I said, let's say you are Ted Leonis or you're a Wizards player, and you see that the Commanders are sending people over there to Philly to help them with their draft, and whoever else knows what they're helping with. Are you now a continued supporter of the Commanders in the same type of way, or Redskins in the same type of way? Or do you look at them like that's really a Philly-owned team? That's really they job doing stuff to help someone who's in. Let's be clear about this too. What my gripe is. You are in the same division. Hold up. You are in the same division. You are in the same division.
It's a personal gripe because I'm still confused.
You are, hold up. No, you're in the same division with the Wizards. Am I wrong or right when I say that? They are Philly and the Wizards are in the same division.
Okay.
They're both in the same division. So you're competing for the same championships, right? Right or wrong. We're competing for the same trophy.
Is there a commander that is on the Wizards team right now?
Huh?
Is there a commander that's on the Wizards team?
That's not what I'm asking. I said, when would it be a point of conflict of interest from one side, an NBA person to another? You said none. You said anybody should be free. So that's it. That's where we all are. I guess y'all feel one way about all three. Y'all feel it could be no conflict of interest. I don't feel that way. I feel it can be a conflict of interest. I feel like certain people who have certain interests in other cities, billions of dollars invested in other cities, do not need to be owning teams in rival cities. That's my own personal opinion. When you have a certain amount of influence in another city, you have no business in this other because of reasons like we saw tonight. But I would be pissed if I was a Wizard.
Why? We got
it because again, at the end of the day, for one, you're making us look stupid. You kind of drawing a line in the sand publicly. Hold up, let me finish.
They're not even worried about what they're doing in the draft. They're not even worried about what he's doing.
Hold up, y'all ask me why would I be mad? You're drawing a line in the sand publicly. You're publicly letting people know who you.
I still don't know what happened for this to be like. I'm still confused on what happened that caused this much conflict. Like, what happened? Because I'm still clear on what you've been asking me. What happened that you taking this much detriment to what they've done?
That's what I've been saying.
The Commanders sent players over. Sent officials over to Philadelphia to the 76ers to help them with their draft. For me, as a player I would be pissed. That's me.
Okay.
I would be.
Wait. So would you be pissed at the Wizards? I mean, would the Wizards be pissed, or should you be pissed as a fan base that your team doesn't have any connection with its public or with the local other, I guess, owners or anything like that they have gotten this done themselves in previous history? Because
Why didn't no? See, the thing I'm gonna think first is that the Wizards they went to the Redskins because they spying on us in some sort of way. They in the area, they see news coverages that maybe I can think what that's me. I'm gonna say nah. The first thing I'm gonna ask myself is okay, why didn't y'all go to the 76ers? I mean to the Eagles. The Eagles up there with y'all. Why y'all ain't go to the Eagles if y'all needed advice? Why y'all ain't go to the Eagles if you needed advice?
I don't want them going to the Eagles. I want them
again. Why? Because now it's a merger. Then you don't want them going to the Eagles because of his connection here. Therefore, we are now merged with the Philadelphia 76ers. That
I don't feel that way though. Why do I gotta feel that way? I don't feel that way. Honestly,
I'm just saying it's a merger. It's for me. It's a merger.
How will we merge? I want to know how.
Now their
how will we merge when he already owned? This is two different genres. This is not like this is another basketball team. This is two different sports we talk about. There's no merger there. There's no merger there.
Helping the Philadelphia 76ers. If I'm playing in DC, I would have a problem.
So wait. So you feel like Josh Harris is using the Commanders to pull resources for the 76ers?
Yes.
So again, you don't feel anything about Ted Leonis not being able to or not doing anything like this during the entire time that he's owned the Wizards?
Well, that's a separate issue, though.
No. How it's the same issue.
I'm going to tell you for me how it's a separate issue, because for me, I'm more focused on whether Josh Harris's ownership of the Commanders in itself is a conflict of interest because of this sort of.
But there's other owners in the NFL that own basketball. I told you the Trailblazers owner.
Right, but I'm saying and then the next question was, what other city are they rivaling in another sport? Where they play with in another sport where they actually rival each other in another sport, like the situation here.
Portland and OKC aren't in the same division.
OKC and the
Trailblazers. In the Trailblazers.
Hold on, you said the guy where owns a team where?
He owns the Seattle Seahawks and he owns the Portland Trailblazers, I believe.
Okay, so how's OKC in the mix of that?
Because that was Seattle's franchise.
Yeah.
Right, but that don't have nothing to do. He don't own them though. He don't own them.
He don't own who?
You say he owns the Seattle Seahawks.
He's owner.
Trailblazers. I said aren't the OKC is OKC in Portland's division.
You said, but OKC don't have nothing to do with this. Because you're saying the Seattle Seahawks and Portland Trailblazers.
The Redskins left Washington and went to New Orleans and was no longer up here. You mean to tell me that nobody in Washington watches the New Orleans Redskins? They start watching somebody else?
That's why I said that makes the scenario not the same.
How? It's the team that Seattle would be watching. They watch OKC. When Kevin Durant went to OKC, that's
not their team, though. They ain't even playing their city. That's not their team.
It don't matter. It is their team.
No, it's not.
Who is the Seattle? Who is the Seattle? That's like saying bro, hold on. That's like saying the Redskins are not the Commanders.
That's not the same team.
Is it? Bro, it's like saying the Redskins are not. That's the team.
We moved the team to another city. It's not the same team.
It is the team, regardless of whether you moved, and it's still the team. If they look up the rings or whatever conference championships,
that's not the same thing I'm talking about. I'm saying, where is it a situation where a owner owns a team in a city? He owns a team in cities that play each other in multiple sports in the same division, like this.
It's not.
That's all I'm saying.
Bro, the Commanders can't spark interest in the Wizards because the Commanders wasn't good enough to do that. Number one. Number two, even if you feel like that, what's the team? The Wizards have been so bad that again, you would
That-
blame Ted
none
Lee,
of
if anything, for not being able to do something like this, rather than blame Josh Harris for using it to make an advantage of his team. His team has yet to win a championship or anything in the NBA. If the influence of first of all, Commanders fans, Redskin fans, Washington fans are not about to become Philadelphia 76er fans, regardless of what Josh Harris does in any way. They could trade for Gilbert Arenas' son and Carmelo Anthony's son, and DC fans will talk about the team, but we're not about to be fans of the 76ers. That's just not something that's going to happen. So, what is that influence going to do when you're not going to create no more viewership for the Redskin fans to watch them, when the Wizards have their own responsibility of trying to get viewership up? Everybody in Washington watches everybody, meaning that the NBA is exciting to everybody now because the Wizards are not necessarily something that you try to make all 82 games. Hopefully, with what they've done this offseason, is a spark in showing that maybe they have something going on better than what they did before. But the 76ers and the Wizards aren't even having the same conversation right now.
Why does that have anything? What does any of that have to do with whether Josh Harris owning the 76ers is a conflict of interest or not, and whether what he did, and whether what happened tonight was a instance of conflict of interest?
Basketball and football don't got nothing to do with each other. Just like
they do.
Like
They do
from the
they
Warriors.
do that.
Just like
they do when you're using the same people. They do.
Warriors, just like you hire somebody from the Warriors to help with the offseason process. They don't have anything to do with each other other than the fact that they're two businessmen, and they approach business a certain way. Again, because Tim didn't take advantage of this, you're now blaming him for that, which is I don't understand how you blaming him for his business practice. Like, this is something that,
to me, conflict of interest is you helping them in any way. You are in any form of a way, not just, oh, well, they're because it's not the same sport, so it doesn't matter. No, it matters. You're helping them. You are helping them. It's right here. You helped them.
He is the owner. You're not helping when you're the owner.
You didn't help them that way, and you're not the same sport. So no, you helped them.
That's a conflict of interest. Everything that the team is doing, period. You shouldn't have no A grades or nothing against anything the team is doing, because guess what? Philadelphia is helping the team. Philadelphia team since Josh Harris became owner.
Philadelphia's helping what team?
The Commanders, because Josh Harris owns the team. That's a Philadelphia 76er owner. So technically,
that's why I said from the very beginning it was a conflict of interest. You rest my case. That's just the same reason I said from day one it was a conflict of interest.
I expect you to say anything positive, because you should already have everything negative to say at every point. You shouldn't have anything positive to say at any point or in any term, because this is a Philadelphia.
This has nothing to do with whether it's a conflict of interest or not. That has nothing to do with whether I feel like this is a conflict of interest or not for both the Wizards and the Redskins. For real, this has nothing to do with it.
You said that it's a conflict of interest because they're getting help from another.
So you're okay with the Cowboys helping the Wizards? Then the Cowboys can come in, help the Wizards do some certain things. This, that, and the other. Sorry, you're okay with the Wizards helping the Cowboys? Then that should be okay to y'all.
The Cowboys don't have nothing to do with NBA.
Now it's a problem.
Jack and Cook used to own the Lakers. You do realize this, right?
No, he didn't own the Lakers with the Redskins at the same time. He was a minority owner. We did own them at the same time. He was a minority owner because the other guy
he still has ownership in the Lakers.
But it was a minute. Preston. What's the name? Was the a majority owner. He sold his stake when he took over ownership for the Redskins. He sold all his
Lakers won the Elgin Baylor. Jack and Cook is the owner of the Lakers at that time.
You said
he also owned the Washington Redskins at that time.
He was a minority owner. When he got full ownership of the Redskins, he sold his stake in the Lakers.
Regardless of such, it's two different teams. It's an NBA team and it's an NFL.
It's not the same, and they don't play in the same division. They don't have. We don't play in another sport.
They're not managed by the same players or people. I'm confused on why we're even making them the same thing.
They don't play. They don't play in the same division, though. That's another thing, or even the same conference. LA and Washington ain't even in the same conference in most times. In most cases, they're not even in the same conference.
It's not even, bro. It don't make a difference. I don't.
It
I
does,
Man,
bro.
I think
It
we just spent
does.
too much
These
time on
people are
this, man.
competing
really,
for all of the same
I
trophies.
personally think we
I
just spent
agree,
too much time
Leo.
in this
I
situation.
agree.
I think that honestly, we won't have to agree to disagree in this situation because I feel like, most of us don't really care. I'm a Wizards fan. I mean, you a Bulls fan,
Y'all are favorite.
respectfully.
Y'all are Redskin favorites. I think y'all are favorite for Josh Hurst. I think if this was any other scenario, any other person, y'all would be like, nah, that ain't it.
Here who it was.
Josh Hurst,
I
it's
wouldn't say
all
who it
man.
was because they own.
of the
I
team, unless
think
they
that was
doing
very disrespectful to
Donald
the Wizards what
Sterling,
he did.
and the owner of the team, unless they doing something like Donald Sterling, doesn't make a difference to me because we not on the same tax bracket. We're not even having the
Yeah.
same conversation. We don't wake up the same.
But
We
what does
breathe,
that mean?
yeah,
Whether
but
it's
we
a
don't wake up the
conflict
same.
of interest or
There's
not,
nothing
though.
about my day and a billionaire's day that is
That
the
has nothing to do with a conflict of interest. Is a conflict of interest from the rich to the poor to the
you
left to the
are
right.
making
It
that.
don't matter. It's still a
This
conflict of interest. Whether you're rich
the
or
only
poor,
time
whatever it
I've
is,
heard
it's
this
still going to be a
conversation.
conflict of interest.
I've never heard this. I've never heard this conversation. This is the first time I'm hearing this conversation.
You've never heard the conflict of interest. You've never heard that this might have been a conflict of interest. You never heard that. So should I pull up some of the reports that came out of Philly when they found out he was buying? He was in the running for buying his team. You want to know what the Philadelphia had to say? They didn't like it.
Again,
I don't
They
care.
didn't like it.
exactly.
I don't care.
It doesn't matter. Guess what? It's not a conflict of interest because legally it wasn't an issue. There was no legality.
No.
So guess
I don't know if it wasn't an
law
issue.
is broken. I don't know what we complaining about. I really don't.
Me either.
Okay.
Just
That's
like
y'all opinion.
tampering,
Mine is the Wizards have every right
take
to
all
feel,
them
to
tampering.
be in their feelings.
Those guys are not they're not guilty for tampering. So everything's fine.
Again, what happens when they play each other in the playoffs, and then the Philly knocks out the Wizards, and then everybody's sitting around
That
like,
was
oh,
because the Wizards are trash.
it didn't mean nothing. Okay, I hear y'all.
When they was
Same
getting traveled on by LeBron and getting out the playoffs, what did it matter?
Josh Hurst can do no wrong. I get y'all. He can do no wrong.
What did he do wrong?
What do you again? You should be upset at Ted Leonis, and I'm confused on how you're blaming the whole conflict of interest on Josh Hurst when Ted Leonis has had 20 years to do this.
That has nothing to do with whether Josh Hurst's ownership.
He's never put together the Washington Commanders / Redskins and Wizards together at any point in 20 years. So in that time, you're going to blame Josh Hurst because within 1 year, he's decided to do something like that.
He didn't help the Wizards, though. He helped their rivals, somebody that's in the division against them.
It does not matter, bro.
He
Leon
owns
ain't done
them.
team in 20 years, bro.
He didn't help, bro. He owns them.
That's
Not
why
you help him, you own them.
That's my point there. He shouldn't own them. That's why you shouldn't
that's
own
not your point. Your point is about Josh Hurst. Well, how you can't jump to Leonis not being the owner. You should have stuck with that first because
Leonis not being the owner. I'm talking about Josh Hurst shouldn't be the owner. Josh
fault
Hurst shouldn't be the owner.
That's who's. What do you mean?
He shouldn't be able to own both of those teams in both of those cities like that, in my opinion. Because of stuff like this tonight.
What law is this that says this? Is there some type of governing law that says that you can't own
conflict of interest? Yeah, purchases should not be made amongst conflict of interest. Big purchases do have something called conflict of interest.
All right, again, one more time. This is how information gets messed up when it gets passed around because one thing is a factual thing and the other thing is us stating conflict of interest, but it has nothing to do with this actual thing because he wouldn't have been able to buy the team.
I don't know why he was able to.
Because
talking about new rule. This was October 2017. Before you couldn't.
Does not have anything.
Let me finish. You said look it up. Let's go to the actual thing. October and
what actual thing? The thing has to have
the NFL rule. The NFL rule behind it. You said pull up the rule, and we'll put up the rule with conflict of interest and what originally it was and why it stood. Obviously, if it was a rule at some point in time, it was something.
Right now, though.
Well, I'm not talking about what it originally was. We're not talking about 17.
Yeah, right. But you never know what type
of 1775. We talking about 2024. What is the rule?
They changed it in 2017 is when it was changed.
He bought the
2017.
team.
Okay, that was almost 7 years ago.
Bro, he bought the team in 2023. I'm not concerned about nothing from 7 years ago when he didn't buy it 7 years ago.
Y'all
He
act
bought
like y'all what I'm saying is foolish or false or something. No, it's not.
here, bro. You're
Here
bringing
you go. New rule allow NFL team owners cross ownership in another major league point if the other professional franchise was in the same city as the NFL team owner, which he ain't.
what year is this?
This is 2017. The other league's
Is this
franchise
still
was in a
valid?
YouTube city,
Is
meaning
still
the city
valid?
that is not currently
Is this
occupied.
still valid now?
Yes,
It's still
2017.
valid now. If it's not valid now, you're reading for no reason.
It's 2017.
Is it still
But you see
valid now?
why the rule is right there. The other sports franchise is not in the same city with the
If
team
he
owner.
broke the rule, why is he still the owner?
The Washington Commanders are not in the same city with the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's why I said that. That's why I'm saying that.
So it's not against the law.
Again,
It's
we
not.
don't know
It's
what
right
rules.
there. The
We don't
two
know
NFL,
what
the
rules.
two NFL teams do not share the same space. You're bringing up two different sports, and again, you're trying to force a point to be correct. And I feel you. I understand you upset. That's your team that's made a bad decision, bro. I'm sorry about that.
I'm not a Wizards fan though.
Cool.
I'm just
But
keeping it real. This
it's
has nothing to do with me being upset or even the Wizards. It's
not
simply
illegal.
whether it's illegal or not, don't mean it's not a conflict of interest. There's plenty of things that are not illegal that is still a conflict of interest. And conflict of interest is a conflict of interest. That's it. Here you go. Even where it says where NFL does not want with business owners who are competing with each other against each other revenue tickets.
But this rule is not standing. This is an old rule that was changed.
What I'm going to do is I'll thoroughly go over the
They're
rule.
not in the same
I'll
league.
thoroughly go over the
NFL
rule.
for
And I'm a,
NFL.
nope. Since we brought it up, I will thoroughly go over the rule, and I'm gonna point out many of rules, conflict of interest rules that I already know that this sale broke. So I'm not a Wizards fan. But I think that was very disrespectful to the Wizards. And to me,
I don't. How is it when you own the team already?
Who the Commanders rocking with? They rocking with 76ers. We'll keep rocking with them. That's how I was. I wouldn't want them on
He's the owner.
when they
He's
came
the
on.
owner.
Hold on, I'm saying for me.
Who else would he rock with? That's what I'm trying to understand. Who else would he rock with, bro?
When they came to the Wizards Stadium, if I played for the Wizards, I wouldn't even acknowledge them. They could be courtside. I wouldn't go over to shake their hands or nothing. That's me. Go to the Philly game. That's what I would tell them.
It's business. It's not personal.
Yeah, it's business.
It's business. You taking it personal, bro. It's business. He owns that team.
Business. You helping the competition.
It's business, bro.
Okay, it's business when you helping the competition.
It's business. It's all about business. When you talk about winning, it's all about business. I couldn't give a king and caboodle whether this man owned the 76ers who haven't done nothing since he got them, and he need help because the guy that helped him put together his free agency mob just so happens to know basketball. And then the executive here, you think I'm going to send my executive over to the Washington Wizards, who ain't done nothing in I don't know how long, look worse than my team? No, sir.
Nothing to do with you helping the enemy.
No, sir. How is that his enemy? The Washington Wizards is not his team.
You helping the enemy.
The Washington Wizards is not his team.
Is the 76ers
The
enemy?
Commanders is his team.
Is the
and back to your statement about helping an enemy, how did he help the Eagles with us getting Jerzon Newton?
I'm not talking about the Redskins. I say if
I'm just saying.
If I'm a wizard, then he's helping the enemy.
It's not helping the enemy. I'm just saying, you brought up earlier about him, the trade with the Eagles earlier, and that was null and void because the trade with the Eagles got us Jerzon Newton.
It doesn't matter what it got us. It
don't matter.
Oh my goodness. Where did it get the Eagles is the question. Where did it get the Eagles? I don't want no business being done with Philly. I don't trust none of them personally.
He don't own the Eagles though.
No, I'm saying that's who we first traded with. Y'all, no, Big Son said earlier, oh well, it'd be different if they was trading amongst each other. And I said, well, the first trade that we traded with this year in the NFL draft was with the Eagles.
And what I'm saying is, you're saying conflict of interest. If it was such a conflict of interest, it would have been a bad pick. Was it a bad pick? No, it was
Hey,
not.
what I said, conflict of interest ain't got nothing to do with a bad pick or none of that.
Yes, it do. It's about an action. Conflict of interest is about an action. It's something that you're doing.
But what your name is the result of the action. I'm not talking about the result of the action. I'm talking about the action itself. Is it a conflict of interest? To me, yes. Yes, it ain't even close. That's why they had rules that you couldn't do that at first, because it was a conflict of interest.
So they said that they said that you can't have two different you can't own businesses in two.
Then just like we realized, they realized how dumb that was. It's not a conflict of interest because it's two different sports
They did it so they could rig sports gambling personally.
No, I don't think so.
Because
I don't think they realized how dumb that was.
2017 is when
I actually believe that.
When sports gambling became legal, it was around 2017 too. So if we really want to track it, we could track it. But I guarantee you sports gambling became either right before it or right after it. So I think they did it so they could rig sports gambling personally. And you're going to see that with us. If it's the truth. If it's the truth. If it's the truth.
So the Wizards should be good.
Sports gambling did not get rigged just 7 years ago. Sports period has been rigged for a long time. Ever since it's been an entertainment, it's been rigged for a long time.
When it became legal, when sports gambling became legal.
So that's what I'm saying. We should take notice of this, because the Wizards should be good at the end of this, because they haven't been good for a long time. And if this move helps Philly, it's gonna have to help Washington in some way. Then maybe gambling with them, maybe it may be beneficial finally.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying they rig it. They did it so they could easily rig. They got control of multiple teams. So whether cross sports, same ownership, got control of multiple teams, it's a lot easier to rig that way.
I mean, I don't think you got to rig the Wizards, bro. Like, the Wizards are naturally.
Yeah, we've been rigged the whole time.
Ever since we became the Wizards, it's been rigged.
I mean, I hear.
Why you think they got rid of Eddie Jordan? After he had one bad year after taking the Wizards to the playoffs 2 years back to back. They got rid of that man after 1 year.
I hear it. I'm just saying. But we ain't gonna hold up too long. We've been talking about that for a while. Again, I just found it very, very perturbed, or very, very strange that was okay. And y'all said it's okay. Okay. So I just hope it works out for the Wizards at the end of it.
I mean, it's working out all right now already. They got Brogdon. They end up getting a small forward, good small forward, and Saw. And they still got another pick. I think it worked pretty good out. I think it's working pretty good for the Wizards right now.
Right. It might work out good for Philly too.
Yeah, they got an area player.
Yeah, we got
McLean, the area player from Philly. Nah, McLean in Philly.
Okay.
All right. So today, Adam Peters made several changes to the Washington front office. And these changes, I feel like it's him putting his own stamp on what he wants this to be. After working with guys, I felt like this was a way for Adam Peters to say, okay, I'm the man. I'm the man. This is my staff. This is what I got. This is how I'm rolling with it. And I'm going to tell you the two things that stood out to me with this. Martin Mayhew, who was the general manager last year, is effectively allow Adam Peters to come in, take his job, and him now work for Adam Peters. How he kept Martin Mayhew around, or why Martin Mayhew stayed, is a mystery to me. Maybe he couldn't get another job. I doubt if he would have been able to. It ain't like he did the best job here.
Why you got going at man like that?
But I'm saying, when have we ever seen that? Somebody come in, like the head, because I'm okay. I'm gonna come and be the coach. You gonna work for me now.
Oh, so Mark Mayhew wasn't a part of the Cameron Curl draft.
Yeah, I got
No, I don't think he was. I think he came like in 2022.
yeah, Cameron Curl.
Yeah, Carmen Curl was drafted 2020. Martin Mayhew didn't come till 2022.
Oh, okay.
So, but Martin Mayhew is still on the staff under Adam Peters. Again, I don't know how Adam Peters pulled it off, but he did. And I don't know how Josh Hurst pulled it off as well, but he did. Doug Williams is the first one that he named. Doug Williams actually has a title now. Doug Williams been here for up in there for a minute with no title. He gave Doug Williams a title, senior advisor to the general manager. Senior advisor to the general manager. That's what Doug Williams is. Doug Williams. So he gave a title. Chris White, he named director of pro scouting. Sarah Saba, if I'm saying that right, assistant general manager. Dwayne Jones, he named as the national scout. Jack Quiliero, he named as the pro scout. Dustin Reagan, he named as the college scout. Charles Brensinger, Albert De La Gorda, Sterner, and Miles Turner are the scouting assistants.
He's got like two famous college things like that.
And if you go on down, you can see in where everybody was named, and he just named a bunch of different people as to who he wanted on his staff. And again, it's a long list of guys who he wanted on the staff. But again, to me, it's the two names that stood out for me was Martin Mayhew, who is still on the staff. Martin Mayhew is still on the staff is what stood out to me, and Doug Williams actually getting a title. What do you guys feel about Adam Peters taking the reins and the roles of how you doing with this staff in this front office?
I think it's about time. Doug has been around the building for a long time, like you say. I think he deserved a legitimate title, you know, not one where you like what they got Doug doing. Either personnel, what they had Doug at, like personnel guy or something. Either the personnel, I forgot what they had Doug at, but it wasn't no stamp for a guy who won the Super Bowl around here to be on y'all staff and have the knowledge of the game, you know. So like what he did with Doug. I'm not sure. I'm with you, bro. I'm not sure why Mark's still around. I'm trying to think about. I'm trying to think about because I don't want to cut the man down like that neither. Point, but I'm trying to think about really what he did. Maybe I got to go look back at the drafts and see who's still around. You know, from them drafts. Well, Dark Force, right?
Yeah.
Force, right?
Yeah, Force still around. I don't know if Force was in his first draft. I don't know.
2022.
Yeah. Force was Force 2022. No, I think Force was 2021, I believe.
We got to see when Mark came. I think Mark
came in 2022 for sure. Rivera was the personnel guy himself, and then Martin came in right after that because obviously Rivera has whatever going on with him.
But I like the fact that Adam is putting his stamp on it, his own stamp on it, because that's what he needs. I mean, this is his first time as the head guy, so you need to put your stamp on it. So I like it.
Yes, indeed. What you got, Point of Vito? What you got on Adam Peters taking the reins?
I mean, I think that's what needed to happen. When you really think about the reality of it, it's his team. He been building it. He been bringing people in. He didn't been at every it seemed like Adam Peters been at every spot. So I mean, realistically, I like what he done. You gotta You got to stay working.
I got
And
to
the,
read.
and the thing about staying working, that means even days where people think there's nothing's about to happen, you got to be the person moving. So I mean, I think it's a good idea. Get some people some actual plaques set on their office because they deserved it and they worked this off season and did a really good job.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Vito? What you got on Adam Peters today? Really?
Continuing to do a good job. You know what I'm saying? First year as a GM, I think he's been doing a pretty good job so far. Uh, I feel like he got his feet wet so far, getting used to, you know what I'm saying, what he got to do. Continuing to see him work,
All right. Let me ask y'all from right here, what will be the next moves that you guys will make if it was you guys? What is it? Of course, you got the things going on, OTAs, whatever the case may be that happen, training camp coming up. What are you doing right now? If you're Adam Peters, personnel wise, coaching wise, front office, what are the next moves for Washington? Let me send you around.
Me,
Kicker.
I'm going to the community. Um,
Good shot,
I
brother.
haven't heard much of a. I don't know what they've been doing in the community since he's come on board, but I would take it to the community, do some give backs, like build some playgrounds, some food drives, something like that, and then something like play 60, NFL play 60 with the rookies or with the whole team at the field, meet the team. You know what I'm saying? Throw something to get everybody surrounded around the mob and uh, change their perception of what they thought they were going to get, and let them know it's going to be different, and stick to it, because even though people had their things that they said about Dan and his wife, they were definitely in the community heavy. So you can't take your foot off the gas, and that you have to, in my eyes, you have to step on it. So I would like to see him do that.
Okay. What you got? Point.
Uh, I think next, what we really need to do is just get ready for this last camp before preseason. So the summer vacation is pretty much up, and I think that going into this, I think that just touching down with all the players and all that, but just staying focused on this next camp is the most important thing. Like for next step, I would like to see us maybe shop a little bit. We got a little bit of money, so I don't want to really necessarily trade for Ayuk, and they said that we was in negotiations with San Francisco and we opted out of that situation. So unless we can get a dirt cheap trade, unless we can get a dirt cheap trade for him, or we can get into a situation where uh, we just, we can get into a situation where we just in control of that situation, then maybe. But other than that, David Bakhtiari is a left tackle that we might want to consider. There's a couple other people out there, Justin Simmons and somebody like that you might want to look at. But other than that, just kind of staying focused on what we got going on right now.
Okay. Okay. What you got, Vito? If you are
Uh,
Peters, what are you doing right now?
I would look for a kicker. I still don't feel satisfied with the kicking position right now. Um,
Good call, V. Good call.
the tackle position, I understand. At the same token, I don't know if I'm in a rush to pick up anybody that's got injuries right now. I think you can save the money for when when the season is going on. You can probably catch a good deal running around when playoffs start, just in case you need a veteran and like a Bakhtiari or somebody that's available at the right time. Won't cost you that much money because you won't have to sign them for all of the games. So I think saving the money right now and just working on depth, making sure you got enough players at the right spots, just in case anything unfortunate happens. You want to make sure you got depth there. Other than that, I think we should be good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. From on my perspective, I'm with Vito, 1,000,000%. On the kicker part. I'm definitely not satisfied. Oh, with the kicker. I'm definitely not satisfied with the kicker we have. So I'm definitely not satisfied with that. So I would definitely like probably to go in and get another kicker if it was me. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I would explore that Brandon Ayuk thing a little bit. And I know I might be by myself when I say that, but I'm with Point to where the number is a little too high. I do agree there. But I just feel like if you can get him, McLaurin, and Dotson together, I think you might have something there. I mean, with Jaden Daniels, of course, that's his Arizona State. Them guys have done things together. They obviously want to do more of. I don't know if I would totally shun away the Brandon Ayuk thing. I would find some number, a soft number, and see if he can bite on it. If we can get him to bite on the number, you know, and I would ask San Francisco, would they give us permission to talk to him to see what we can get, what number we can get on him? And if we can get him to bite on a specific number, then I might explore that.
I'm not gonna go there yet. To be if it's me, just me. And I would like it because of the familiarity of those two. At the same time, I gotta ask myself, do I want $200 million receivers possibly with the chance of having to win now with that roster? You're gonna have to win now, because if not, you lose either McLaurin or Ayuk and take away the opportunity of kind of locking in anybody that may be younger that can give you the same thing in upcoming drafts after this. I think the way that McLaurin was talking in his interview as well, I don't want to get short-sighted of the fact that I think that the team is really just not settled on just going to the playoffs, but I think that they're really settled on at least completing that goal first before talking Super Bowls and anything like that. So if we're looking at this being a process and just turning the franchise around means to go to the playoffs, win a division, things like that, you're looking at a 3-4 year process where you're getting some things that happen consistently, going to the playoffs, showing up in certain games. And if that's the case, you want to make sure that you're able to do that. If you lock in Ayuk, I just don't know if you're able to do that. I mean, I know that you're able to do that if you lock in Ayuk, but I don't know if you're able to keep your roster, let's say, flexible by doing that.
Yeah, I agree with you with you saying that you're going to ruin money wise. You're going to limit what you could do moving forward. That I do agree with you with, and it is if they do pull the trigger, it's a win now move. But why not? Why not, man? Why not? Because Brandon Ayuk can still be moved. He young enough to where if it don't work out, you can still move him.
Well, I don't know if you sign someone that your quarterback's familiar with, like that David Carr, Devontae Adams thing. Like if they got chemistry together, I don't know if you move away from that more than you do McLaurin, and that's a hard conversation because that's a fan favorite. You know what I'm saying?
No,
And
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I think you can incorporate both of them. I really truly do. With Jaden Daniels, he did it at LSU. He already did it. He showed that he could use that, and you can have a successful back with all three of those. I mean, with both of those guys.
yeah, but I don't know if you can have a successful roster with three people with two guys at $100 million at wide receiver. Like
But again, I don't know. That's why I said depending on what number.
I know price tag is his work. His work is gonna get close to that number.
I'm not disputing if he can get that from another team, but if he would want to have to play with us, we would really have to negotiate how we get it to him. Maybe we give him some guaranteed money. We front load his contract to give him a lot of guaranteed money, but that's a risk then on our end that we would have to take.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think that we've completely changed the franchise aspect, you know what I'm saying, to do that yet. Like I think you need to win some first, show that we've made some changes, and then go after that, look like that. I think that Ayuk still has another year under contract. So you've got to finish this season out. You can decide not to go if you want to, you know what I'm saying? That's a thing. But at the same token, that once that season is done, we'll have a year under our belt as well. We'll see what Jaden Daniels is able to give us. We'll see if we need that extra receiver at that spot to make that big of a difference. You know what I'm saying? Or does the offense work without it? Is he going to make that big of a difference where the price tag now matters? Because, hey, do you need another guy that can get you $100 million? Do you need another $100 million guy? Or can you get the production from somebody that's younger, like a McCaffrey, where you don't need to spend that much money in that spot? So it's a give take.
Right. You're right.
I wouldn't mind that personally. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind the Ayuk signing. I just think that that's what you're going to come up against with signing him. Is you're going to have that issue of
how tall is Brandon Ayuk? What's his height and weight? Let me look at this out.
6'1", 6'2".
No, he's 6 feet.
See,
they got him listed as 6
basically
feet.
that's basically a second McLaurin. You're basically bringing in the second McLaurin. Let me see. He's 6 feet.
That's another reason why I don't think that we really need him. I don't think that he's very much different from McLaurin.
Yeah, we wouldn't have lost paper.
Yeah,
I mean,
bring it in a second
realistically.
basically. Body frame, everything it would be a second McLaurin.
Yeah,
But I'm not. Let me say this though. While you have a good cap situation, and I'm not saying mess it up with wild signings. I'm saying though, while your cap situation is decent, I would be looking for ways to get over the hump. While I have a quarterback playing on a rookie contract, I'm looking for ways to get over the hump now. That's me. I'm looking for ways to get over the hump now.
We got to get in the playoffs before we get over the hump.
I'm saying what I mean by that is I'm not like we'll take Boston this year, right? The Celtics. The Porzingis, like we said before, Porzingis and Drew Holiday were over the hump moves. You have to be looking to make moves that will effectively put you in another stratosphere.
But did Boston not already show themselves that they could get to that point without, that? They knew that they had to make that type of move because of what they were already doing. It's not like they did the first.
They were desperate because they're running out of time at that point. How many years are we going to sit here and say maybe next year? I agree with you.
Because you're not desperate. You don't know what you got with this regime yet. You know, but you don't know what you got with this. You know what I'm saying? And before I jump to conclusions, I would see what I got first.
T. Higgins is 6'4". I didn't know that.
Yes, but he already got
about him. We might should have really gave him some thought.
That was before we knew what we was going to do at quarterback, and I'm with you on that, but I don't know if you signed the wide receiver without getting a quarterback first.
No, I get it. But his frame, we really do need receivers that are outside of the frame of the receivers that we got.
And that's why I said that I will wait for getting that money until we get a chance, you know what I'm saying, until we see what we got. You know, still got another draft coming up next season. You have this season and free agents that's going to end up coming after this year is over with. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what's going on.
Yeah. So for me, that's probably the moves that I would make in that regard. At the end of the day, you're still playing in a division that has 2 10-game winners in the same division. So that's beyond saying that you're going to have to do things that maybe even other teams and other rookie quarterbacks can't do. What I want to do right now, though, is we can get a rookie quarterback update. If y'all are down with to get a rookie quarterback update, because we've had a lot of speculation around here as to who looks good, who looks bad, what they doing, what they not doing. So I wanted us to run through a rookie, just a little bit of a rookie quarterback, the top 8 guys, not too long. We ain't going to take too long, but run through the top 5 or 6 guys, 8 guys. That way we won't be as speculative because we keep saying we got something special here. Well, let's see if everybody else say the same thing with their rookie quarterback. because you never know. They might feel the same way, like they have gotten something special wherever they at. So we'll start with Caleb Williams and see what we got here.
No way, they just let him run past you.
Caleb. All right, hold on.
Damn, why ain't get this ball?
See what we got on Caleb Williams. Throw this back up here. Let's see what we got.
Gonna be interested to see what we got on Caleb because we haven't really heard nothing this since they said that he wasn't looking too good in camp.
Okay, this is the Bears say Caleb Williams continues to dominate NFL rookie rankings. Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they said. He dominates rookie rankings. Dominates.
Okay, so that must maybe been getting better.
Yeah. They said they compared him to Justin Herbert, according to this poll. That's what they said.
Like that.
They said.
Wow, my goodness, that was the fuck.
But what we're gonna do is pull up somebody who's at the rookie camps and pull up and get a live report. We're gonna get a live report from the rookie camp. We ain't gonna speculate too much. I'm just putting the live report right now. We'll get a live report. We ain't gonna speculate. We're gonna get a live report. Somebody who might was there to see some things. And move it like that. Because at the end of the day, this is why I say I want a great season. I want things to be great. But could we be getting our leg pulled here? Where everything looks great, and then the season starts, and you end up 6-10. Is 6-10 acceptable to y'all? Is 6-10 an acceptable record from your on y'all standpoint?
How many wins did we have last year?
4. I'm just saying that was a tanking season, right? You comparing it to a tank season?
You got more wins than you did last year. You're moving up.
So you cool with that? I
ain't cool with that. I'm not cool with that. Let's get that straight. I'm not cool with a 6-10 season. I'm just saying you're doing better than what you did last year. That's all I'm saying. Not at all, any way possible, cool with a 6-10 season because that means you're not in the playoffs and you're not playing to win a championship. So I'm not cool with that at all.
It says Caleb Williams struggles at Bears OTAs. That's what they said. So we'll watch a little bit of this. Let me see if this is a report. It's a report. There you go. I see one struggles. They didn't say that about Jaden Daniels. I will say, I didn't see anybody say he struggled. I didn't see any of that talk.
Yeah, it wasn't no Jaden Daniels struggles at all, for real.
Yeah, I didn't see any struggle talk. No struggle, the struggle game. He wasn't
if it's any plays, like Terry said, if there's any plays that he feels that he weren't too comfortable with him during practice, he's gonna call him up like, hey, let's run over them. We need to go over them, Joy. You know what I'm saying? So shorty shot. Not to say that Caleb ain't doing that. Caleb might have to be doing, you know what I'm saying? All of them have to be doing that, though.
Struggle is the word that is used here. That's what I want to see. Let's get some insight on what they think.
Let's go on the beat with Bears insider Josh Schrock, brought to you by ChevyDriveChicago.com. Okay, Josh, you were there at the Bears' first open OTA. You got a glimpse of Caleb Williams, who apparently did throw an incompletion for the record. The offense did struggle based on account. The red zone offense did fizzle, apparently. Why is everybody so concerned when you look at the calendar? I don't see the Titans coming up Sunday. It still is May.
Because it's May. What else are we going to talk about, right? We've spent 3-4 months talking about Caleb Williams and everything that he can and probably will bring to this franchise. And it's his first practice in shorts against an NFL defense. And he looked exactly like a rookie should look. He looked like he struggled with the speed of the game, with the tight windows. He's still learning the playbook. He's still getting used to all of his new receivers. No Keenan Allen, no Ramadunze. 2/5 the offensive line were not there. Everything was as expected. You don't expect Caleb Williams to parachute in and go 19 for 20 on day one.
Do you think it's a product of just the expectations being enormous and maybe outsized, and the fact that, you know what, we forget sometimes in that rush to anoint him that he is going to have days like he did on Thursday?
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with that. It has to do with being in the Chicago bubble for 3 months. There was a big argument about what should they do, right? Should they keep Justin Fields? Should they draft Caleb Williams? They draft him, and all the talk is, well, he could be potentially generational. Maybe he's the next Andrew Luck. He's kind of Aaron Rodgers, and you expect that to just materialize automatically. And the truth is, if he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, it's going to take a lot of time.
And the Bears defensive veterans probably relished the fact of facing the kid who they had heard so much about. Kevin Byard talked about that reality and just what maybe Caleb Williams could take away from the experience.
You guys as a defense, how do you view your responsibility of preparing Caleb for the regular season?
Making it as hard on him as possible. Going out there, showing some swag, talking trash, doing all that stuff, because at the end of the day, he's gonna have to lead us there. And I mean, that's kind of how it's gonna be. And I said something to him at the end of the practice, like, hey, keep it going. We're gonna keep making you better. And not necessarily saying that you just had a terrible day, but it's like days like this are gonna make you better. So that's our job. And like I said, I mean, honestly, just the first 3 days, obviously we had 3 practices. He's done a lot of positive things. He's made some really great throws, and just coming in with that swag as obviously as a rookie quarterback, but he doesn't seem flustered by anything. So that's exciting to see.
I believe everything he said. We'll get back to Caleb Williams. But, Josh, Kevin Byard's been here 5 minutes. It strikes me as very impressive that he's able to be the spokesman for the defense and talk with as much conviction as he spoke.
Yeah, what he said was, I'm a veteran's veteran, right? I can come in and know my role automatically and feel it out, and he's not lost, right? He's already talking about how he's going to pair with Jaquan Brisker, how they're going to mix things up than they did last year, right? And being multiple instead of one back, one in the box. He's already kind of taken a leadership role in this defense, which I think a young unit really does need with Eddie Jackson gone.
Flusy talked about Javon Dexter as being a guy that impressed him with his body type and the way that he changed his body in the offseason, however short it was. Mm-hmm. Isn't he the key guy? Isn't he the most unknown aspect of this defense, Javon Dexter, how he manages that 3 technique position? Because you look around the other spots, they've been filled by veterans like Byard. They've been, supplemented by the draft. I think when you look.
All right, we ain't gonna go too far, too deep into what they got going on with Chicago. What y'all think about what was said about Caleb Williams there? What y'all got?
I mean, realistically, he's a rookie. He struggled in his first week. I mean, is it really such a big deal? Really? I mean, seriously, as a,
it's a big deal to me. I'm gonna keep it real. But go ahead.
I mean, not really. Not you talking about his. He literally said this is his first time on the field with pros. What do you expect? You expect him to go out there and just dominate these professional players? Where would their respect be?
We didn't hear those things about Jaden Daniels.
Well, guess what? Jaden Daniels is in a better situation probably. And
now you're probably.
And Jaden Daniels is a lot more mature, maybe. And so that's no necessarily knock on Caleb Williams' maturity, but just having somebody be more mature than you does not mean that you're not mature at all.
So you called the man immature.
I did not call him man. Stop putting words in my mouth, bro. I did not say that. I said that Jaden Daniels might be more mature.
Now I know what you said. I'm messing with you. I'm just saying.
I did not say that.
Maturity issue. You brought up. You did bring up maturity, though. You did bring up maturity.
No, I said Jaden Daniels might be more mature.
Right. But why did you use that word if it wasn't that? I'm just saying
because Jaden Daniels might come a little bit more prepared because he's a little bit more mature in that situation.
I feel it. What y'all got on it, man? What y'all got on what was said about Caleb Williams there?
It was tough. Caleb, but Caleb, all right, man. It's what you expect rookies to go through because they are rookies. But it does make me feel good, like what I was saying about Jaden. Like Jaden's special, man. Like He's been very above and beyond the rapport of what you would want a quarterback to be in this league starting out. And I couldn't be happier. Like I really couldn't.
Okay, Big Son.
All right, AD.
Big Son, what you got on Jaden on Caleb Williams just now? The report.
I'll say that's exactly why I didn't want him. Because not because he had a little hard time in practice or none of that, but because of who he is, and people take so much, out of character or blow situations out of proportion. That's why I didn't want him here, because of who he is. And the slightest mistake, oh, they shouldn't have drafted him. You think we should have kept Howard, and all these little conversations and everything, because the man struggled 1 week. And that was the first week. And I haven't heard anything that much about him struggling since that particular week.
When he go out
So,
there and go 6-1 to start the season out, when he get his first 300-yard game, all that's gonna go out the window. It'll be fine. It's a first year. I don't think that the coach is good. That's why he's struggling, because Eberflus is garbage. I wouldn't understand about his concept either. He ain't had a quarterback make it successful, except I think the dude Bonnet, the third or fourth quarterback he had last year. Bonnet.
yeah, who was running for his life every other play.
Baggett.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baggett, yeah.
Yeah, I know you talking about Baggett.
I mean, so I don't like their coach. That's just me personally. I don't think they have good coaching. And for them to keep that coach on staff, I don't think that the assistants even believe they got a good coach. And I would be calling them every second I could get, because I would want to keep my job. Getting a job around the NFL ain't as easy as you think it is. And
I got a question, Nick. Not to cut you off. Speaking of coaching, what if Bill Belichick go there? You think Bill Belichick can go there with Caleb Williams and be successful?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, them receivers. That defense. Yeah.
Let me say this. My take is a little different. I think it's alarming personally, because I saw things that I felt like in his originally why I wouldn't have drafted him, and that's the same thing Big Son said. That's why I wouldn't have drafted him. I'm with Big Son a little bit. I'm with Big Son a little bit with that one, because
Bro, how well was he supposed to do in his first practice? Because this was after his first practice right here. That this report.
That was the first week. It wasn't the first practice. That was the
He
first
said
week.
first practice. He said the first time against pros at all. That's what he said.
He said that was the first week, though. I think it was what Big Son said. I think it was the first week.
It was the first
It might
week.
have been the first week, but what he said was first time. Literally first time against pros that didn't do well.
Right, the first time overall.
Yeah. Not against rookies, against pros. So it might have been.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The first time this week was his first time. This week was his first time going against pros.
Against
pros. That wasn't the first practice that happened, going against the pros. That normally doesn't happen. That normally isn't how practice is conducted.
Well, I mean, if the pros is coming out there, like, look, you're gonna have to earn it. They're not gonna open up the door for them. They're gonna make them earn it, which is to me.
Yeah, but still, even in the little drills, the intermittent drills, like the 10 and out, and the quarterback he back there, they throwing the routes and everything, and the guys that catch the pass, all of that is still getting looked at.
Yeah,
so
I think it's a flag. I'm with you, Big Son. I really do. That's why I didn't want him. I felt like he did things last year doing that I saw on the tape. It's like the scramble thing, for instance. He scrambled when he didn't need to scramble. I felt like it was a certain reads was slow for him. Some of the stuff what they said, slow, he reading slow, this, that, and the other. So the game speed, this, that, and the other. I just felt like personally, this is why I didn't want him. This is why I didn't want him. So again, we're gonna do updates throughout the off season, and we ain't saying this is the end all be all. He might go out there and knock him out, you know, at some point in time. And not only that, that was the first one that we got to hear. They might say somebody else might say the same thing about the other rookies too.
He's not
So
throwing.
what about Pittman?
Huh?
What about Michael Pittman? Anybody heard anything about him?
No, we about to put him up. Michael Penix is the next one on the board.
Yeah, not Pittman, but Penix, yeah.
Michael Penix is the next one on the board. He's the next one on the board.
Understand though that what I said about coaching matters. Jaden Daniels has thrown the ball to Terry McLaurin before in recent time. That has not been the case for Rome Duzier, for Keelan Allen, for Caleb Williams. He's not even; those guys are not even there or haven't even shown up for him to get that type of work with yet. And again, that's a testament to the coaching. I think they need a change in culture as well, and there's no reason why your rookie quarterback has not spent time with those guys in the practice.
I agree with that.
Exactly, I agree, bro. Because pressure does pipes.
Again,
you need that pressure. See your pipe can bust on the field.
Right. Again, y'all know that I felt like that Justin Fields, they should have never let Justin Fields go. And I felt like if you couldn't work it out with Justin Fields, and people might not agree with me, but I feel like Justin Fields might be a little bit more talented than Caleb Williams. So I agree with you. Yeah, if y'all couldn't make it work with Justin Fields, you definitely ain't about to make it work with him because he ain't even as good as Justin Fields. For me, he ain't as good as Justin Fields.
If it were me, it would have been a Doug Williams, Schrader moment. I'd have kept both of them. They'd have been both right there.
Right. And if I was gonna do it, yeah, I'd have done exactly what Big Son said. Kept both of them, and see what I can find, see what I could do. But I don't feel like Eberflus can do the job. I feel like he only did the Caleb Williams thing to try to buy himself time. And I'm not sure that's.
And like I said, I don't personally think Caleb is a bad player. I just don't think he would have been good around here. I don't think it would have been good. And I think the crybaby attitude and the crying on we don't go for that head, bro. He would have been, to be honest, excuse my French when I say this, he would have been shitted on by this media.
Yeah.
Well, I do think as much as
so I'm glad he isn't a part of the team.
I think Media would have been.
What you say, Vito?
Nah, I said our media is tough here. I said our media would have been tearing that up.
Yeah, they ate that up right there. That's all they needed to hear.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Michael Penix. See what they said about Michael Penix. What they got going on.
On October 19th, 2023, Wells Fargo warned its clients that all checking accounts are likely to be replaced with digital.
To click that subscribe button right now because we're going hard in the paint. We're looking at these rookies every day, from rookie camp to mini camp to OTAs to training camp, everything in between, on top of your favorite veterans, guys on new teams, guys come back from injuries. Click that button. Stop missing out on your favorite players. But today we are looking at Michael Penix. Like I said, we have today's clips from today's practice. On top of that, we have some older clips as well that we covered prior. That way, if you missed it, we got you. Here's Michael Penix in the background there, slinging the rock. Kirk Cousins right beside him. I will have a Kirk Cousins video as well if you're a Falcons fan, because I got some clips on him. And Michael Penix slinging the rock. We're going to get a better look here now that he's in the foreground.
Ooh,
that one a little off.
Whoa, man.
There's the next one. Hitting the target. Sure. Pitch and catch should look like pitch and catch. And that one's got some zip on it. That one had a little heat on it. There's another one.
All right. I ain't going to watch you go through your joints. So I'm going to find somebody who kind of give us a report rather than somebody who watched the drills. That ain't really what we look for. So basically, what it sounds like, and what I'm hearing even about Atlanta is that
I already know. Give me two of the
that Michael Penix won't start. It still will be Kirk Cousins. Oh yeah, another thing is, in fact, let me swing it around the room while we're waiting.
No.
What do y'all think about when saying that he's not going to name a starter until close to the regular season?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You can call me Mr. McDonald's because I'm loving it. The reason why I say that because it makes everybody keep them wheels churning, and is just to know that, hey, look, yeah, you might think I'm the starter. It might be in the back of your mind. Some people already know. We know who the stars are, but at the end of the day, you still got to work for it. That's what he's basically saying. I'm not giving you anything around you. You have to earn everything, and that's a major pain mentality to me. So I'm loving it from Quinn.
What y'all feel about that, Quinn? About Quinn saying he's not going to name a starter until around the season, around time for the season.
I told you, man. Mariota, man, he got to practice like a starter, bro. It's gonna challenge Jaden, bro. I think that's good. I think that you don't let him feel settled in. You know what I'm saying? You don't make him feel threatened of the job or nothing like that. You want him to be prepared. Like, you know what I'm saying? When he prepared, he ready, they're gonna unleash him.
Is there any chance that they're just trying to appease Marcus Mariota to make him work harder, to make him feel like he got a chance to be the starter?
Why not? Good back.
Does that mean you're getting the best out of Marcus Mariota? You're getting the best version of him. You know?
Get the fuck out the way, bro. I'm a bobblehead ass.
That's gonna always be in the back of his mind. You know, something happens in the game or we up. You're like, all right, the coach gonna trust me to come in and finish the game. You know what I'm saying? Anything like that. So I'm like I say, I'm loving it.
That's all you need to be doing.
Right.
That's all.
All right.
Because like Major Payne told them boys, what he told them boys, he say, Did you like that trophy when you held it? He said, yeah. He said, do you want to earn it? He said, yeah, you want to earn it. So yeah, go out there and earn it. You gotta earn everything. Nothing is given to you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm loving the move by Quinn.
My boy.
Okay. Okay, so let's look this up. We got some footage, we got some Michael Penix. We got some Michael Penix.
Fire, smoke, 2D. Get it on motion array.
Will sitting the bench for 2 years help Michael Penix improve his mechanics? What are some of the hallmarks of a Ram-style offense under new Falcons offensive coordinator Zach Robinson?
You are Locked On Falcons.
It's part of Locked On Sports Atlanta, your team every day. And today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150, aka the iron that sharpens the iron, aka Mr. aka, and I, of course, been covering the Falcons for far too many years, formerly at FalcFans.com, RIP, still going strong on this illustrious podcast. And I thank each and every one of you that goes strong with me as an everydayer that makes this podcast your first listen or first watch of the day, each and every day. And so for you to become an everydayer like this illustrious group of individuals, all you got to do is subscribe or follow for free on YouTube or wherever you live. You know, he's covered the last sort of, or one of the more recent Sean McVay proteges to get a head coaching gig and build an offense around Kirk Cousins. And that's what we're expecting from Zach Robinson, right? So we'll get Luke's insight into some of the hallmarks of what a Ram-style offense looks like. We'll also talk about someone we haven't talked about in a minute on this podcast, Michael Penix. And we've talked before about Penix's mechanics issues and accuracy issues. Those were question marks for Penix. And Luke is going to shed some of his insight into those issues. And we'll get into that right now All right, guys, welcome back to another illustrious episode of the Locked On Falcons podcast with an illustrious guest. He is Luke Braun, the host of Locked On Vikings. Luke, my friend, welcome back to Locked On Falcons.
Hey, man. It's always a pleasure. I wore red especially for you today.
I appreciate that. Let's talk about Michael Penix. I know you wrote something up for Arif Hassan's Substack, I think Wide Left, about Michael Penix mechanics. Excellent piece. I highly recommend anybody who is subscribed to Arif's stuff to go check it out. But, for the podcast listeners out there, they're just like, I don't got time, Luke. What's the summary of what some of your issues that you had with Michael Penix as you watched the film and some of the mechanical issues?
Yeah, and you can also find patreon.com/LukeBraunNFL. I did a video breakdown of Penix before the draft, well before the draft, like before he even played in the championship game. I did that, or like it came out like the day after the championship or something. So my deal with Penix, I'm not going to be making any friends here. I had him as a second round guy, and my deal with him is sick deep ball, and I love the way he's an old quarterback. You can tell he's an old prospect. And I mean that in a complimentary way. You can tell he knows what he's looking at. You can tell that he sees coverages in an advanced level. One of the things I'm always looking for is, are you throwing to receivers or are you throwing against defenders? Are you just waiting for guys to be open and throwing to them and looking downfield for that? Or are you can you find times where you see him look and say, okay, it's cover one. The high safety, worked off that way, which means this inbreaker on the other side of that is going to be there, and sort of like that's where a lot of quote unquote anticipation throwing comes from, is just like knowing, right? Oh, okay, he's there, but the leverage isn't right, so I can throw this. That kind of like more advanced thought process. I love the way that Penix's brain works, and I think that's the thing that made him, for me. Anything below a second round quarterback is not a serious NFL quarterback. You're like lucky if that's a backup, right? And so that's what brings Penix over that threshold for me. The concern, look, there's the age thing, right? And for me, like for a lot of people, like age is kind of just a deal breaker. Like, oh, he's old, must be a bad draft pick. And I think that's really stupid, right? Mm-hmm. It's context. It's okay, what are the issues? And it's going to be harder to teach older prospects new things. There's actually like neurologically, like that's true, but that's also it's like he's been a college quarterback for 5 years. If you didn't learn it yet, why didn't he learn it? Right? Maybe he just doesn't have it, and that's my concern. With the knee injuries as well, not necessarily that they're going to slow him down, but that this is who he is now, and what it leads to is a lot of inaccuracies. He just misses a lot. That's just, it sucks. It's just, it had him, just sailed it. And the reasons behind that are numerous enough to give me a lot of pause. For one, the way he comes through. So we'll talk biomechanics, right? So the way you want to come through, the best way for the human body to generate throwing power, forward motion on an object, is torque. Twist yourself up and then untwist yourself like a towel. You're going to snap at somebody, right? And so you need like flexibility. And like this is Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is unbelievably flexible. He can turn and torque and everything, and it's really cool. Penix doesn't really torque it up as much as you want. You don't see his hips like come through it the way that you don't see him wind up the way that you want. And I think because of that, a lot of the passes come through all arm. And his arm comes through at like a sort of outward angle. Like what you want is for the elbow to essentially point where the ball is supposed to go, and then the arm should come up or like the forearm should come up straight on top of that, and it'll look like a trebuchet kind of. But if you're swinging your arm out wide, that whole thing is now on an angle. And you have to let it go at the exact right time, or you're gonna push it or pull it. And so a lot of passes get pushed or pulled that way. The other thing is the way you want your weight to transfer. So you're probably 95% of your weight when you wind up to throw is on your back foot. And then you shift your weight forward to give it that power. And like a lot of your power comes from shifting your weight from your back foot to your front foot. He almost shifts it up. And some of that I think is like, especially on a deep pass, you do want your motion to go up a little bit and be a little bit like kind of taller and floatier. And I think he's doing it too much to where his weight's coming off the ground and he's losing the power from that. You can see the evidence of that in the front foot. If you watch his front foot when he throws, it'll slide back on him. And if all you're 200 some pounds of him is on that foot ain't sliding. So like that's got to come back. And my two concerns are, one, how much can you fix in a guy that, is going to be 25 when season starts? How much do you have to fix? And he's got 2 years to work, so sure, right? But two, will he ever gain that flexibility and rotational motion that he needs with all that scar tissue in his knees? Or is this just who he's going to be? And he's just a quarterback that misses some, but has a pretty good deep ball most of the time and can see it pretty well. I don't know. That feels like a guy that makes for a great, 10-year career as a backup QB, but has a chance to be a starter, which is why I'm saying second round and not third round. But I don't know if I would put my 8th overall pick on it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean,
all right. It was a lot to unpack there. I'll let you guys think about what both guys had to say regarding Michael Penix Jr.
I say this. They was very critical of Michael Penix Jr., but not necessarily in a bad way. I think that, looking at him in the OTAs, a couple throws I've seen, he didn't look bad, So, but I do think that what he's saying about throwing motion is important to scouts. And so, with him being the grade that he was, and this guy said that, no offense, he might not believe it. I think that Penix is to me, he's a really good quarterback, so I don't know if what he's saying is just, I want to be right, or is it that exactly what it is, and this is why he'll be Kurt's backup,
Oh my God, bro.
So I would love to see if this is going to come to fruition, but yeah, I think it was very interesting of what he said. And he wasn't necessarily wrong, but I think that he was trying to prove his point. And sometimes you're trying to prove your point will have you overlook somebody.
Right. What you got, Big Son, on Caleb Williams?
I can say that from Michael Penix's standpoint, I can say that he knows how to ball. I don't know if him being a 10-year backup is, any truth to that. I think he'll definitely be a starter in this league on somebody's team, if not the Falcons, at some time in his career. As we watched him throw them passes, you could see he put a little too much touch on one pass, and then he drew that touchback that he put on it, and it was right on point. Then he caught a guy zipping across the field, and he zipped it on him right before he got out of the back of the end zone. So it's stuff like that, watching players get back to it, and after one mistake is not another, right back to back, get right back to being a football player. It's not rocket science. We've all played football since we were younger. People who have played it, it's not rocket science. You throw the ball, you catch the ball, you don't throw in different zones. It's not rocket science. So I believe that the guy will start someday in the league, but with Kirk Cousins right there right now, that's just not enough.
What about you, Vito? What you got on what was said about Penix?
I think it's accurate, but I think it's a lot of Kirk Cousins haters. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound like the Kirk Cousins lover, but Michael Penix is okay. I think he was picked a lot earlier than he was supposed to get drafted, but I guess Atlanta has something that they're trying to do. I'm not sure what, but, I guess that's a good look for what they're trying to do. I do understand it based on Kirk Cousins' injury, but maybe a little early in my opinion. if he's not a backup for his career, he's going to have to start at some point because Kurt's going to get older, and as he's already old. Number two, he's going to have to play because no point in not trying to get something out of that contract. Ritter was a very good quarterback in college as well. He didn't win a national championship, but he was a very, very good quarterback. And he started for Atlanta 1 year and didn't get too much further than that after that. So it just depends on, what the future holds for Michael Penix. I do wish him luck. They both have some injury concerns. The elbow thing, Tebow had a funny throw, you know what I'm saying? But he also took Denver to the playoffs and won a game. And that's supposed to be, to me, at least, and more important than how a person throws and all of that. The mechanics and all of that is one thing, but if he can get the job done, that's a whole nother thing. So,
Right. I think that, for one, let me say this. I'm not going to say his analysis on Penix was wrong because he obviously watched film. I haven't watched too much film on Penix in regards to his throwing motion, etc. But let me say, what he said is not true for all quarterbacks. Every quarterback throws differently, and where they get their power from, it's not one size fits all. It's just not that. So everybody's throwing motion, where they harness energy from, the way they throw it, the way, like, believe it or not, Patrick Mahomes is a lot of wrist. A lot of what Patrick Mahomes does is with his wrist. And I'm pretty sure if anybody was to ask him that, anybody out there watching, y'all watching the show, you might run into him at some point in time. If you want to put a smile on his face, ask him, say, I know you do a lot with your wrist. Do you throw from your arm or from your wrist? He's going to say his wrist. So you could do a lot with your wrist. That's the first thing. So this guy, whatever analysis he gave, again, I'm not going to say it was wrong on Penix per se, but a lot of the things that he generalized, like, oh, you got to get your power from here, you have to do it this way, that's a lot of that wasn't true. A lot of that just wasn't true. You could do it. Everybody does it differently. It's no one size fits all. If that's the case, you would have every team would have a great, excellent quarterback. In the NFL, if it was one size fits all, everybody would just follow the manual. But it's not one size fits all. You have to find out how it works for you and what you do. And so, but again, I'm not saying that his analysis was wrong on Penix per se, because some guys you can look at and see by watching the film and see what they're doing wrong. So I'm not going to say he was wrong about Penix. He was just wrong by generalizing what he saw in Penix to every guy who throws a football, baseball, or anything else, which is wrong, which is wrong. Footballs are not baseballs. He's right per se when it comes to football and how you harness energy and all that. Sorry, when you're throwing a baseball, he's right about how you harness energy and all of that. But with a football, it's a little different. You don't need to do the same things because the football has its own weight. So you could use that weight to your advantage. So just let me just say it like that. But it's alarming. It's alarming if you're the Atlanta Falcons, because if you're the Atlanta Falcons and Penix don't look like nothing right now, and y'all got Kirk Cousins at quarterback, again, Vito didn't want to sound like the Kirk Cousins hater. I don't mind. I'm gonna let you know. I'm the Kirk Cousins hater right here. If y'all got Kirk Cousins at quarterback and Penix looking bad, y'all might have a pretty bad season. I might have to go against y'all. I had to go against y'all a little bit, the first couple of weeks, because I'm just saying it's not looking good for you guys out there. If Penix is good, your only hope this year is Michael Penix Jr. In my opinion, my humble opinion, your only Penix. So it's working and like it is, y'all might be in some trouble, some serious trouble. Kirk Cousins was already bad to me. Not to everybody, but to me, he was already bad. So him coming off an Achilles injury, a little bit of running he was doing, he ain't gonna be doing it this year. I can guarantee you that. It's gonna have to be all from his arm. And y'all do got Bijan Robinson and a couple other pieces. It's just we'll see how it works out for y'all. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, it works out for y'all. But yeah, that's all. I just felt this might have been accurate for Penix. I'm not gonna say it wasn't accurate for Penix because I haven't watched enough film to make that claim. He had it. So that on that part, I will respect what he had to say. It's just generally everybody do different. It's no one size fits all. From a football, baseball, it's one part is I'm not gonna side with. So let's move into final thoughts, which I got to say on all the different subjects. I want to go over all the quarterbacks, but this is a little bit longer than what I thought. And if we go over all the quarterbacks, we'll be here all night. I ain't gonna do that to the fellas. So we'll move into final thoughts, just about Adam Peters specifically, and just everything we talked about during the day.
Please. My final thoughts is that I'm so glad that the Wizards drafted Alexander Sarr and they had the chance to draft him because he could have got taken at the first pick. But they was able to get him. They were able to get Brogdon on the trade, and they still had 26th pick where they got a small forward, Jones, I believe his name is. I don't know. I forget where Jones is from. I gotta look him up. I don't know too much about Jones, so I'm not gonna squabble all about Jones.
George. His name is George.
George.
Yeah. His name is Kayshawn
All right.
George from Miami.
All right, Miami. Okay. I gotta look him up. Thanks for that, Leo. Glad to get that guy. Glad to get Brogdon. Yeah, saw. We need a big man though. We need a big man, certified. I don't think Josh Harris, or the Commanders, whoever the guy is, the executive, going to go handle business for his boss and helping them out on the day two. I don't think there's a problem with that. Also, that's my reason why I didn't want Caleb here. The struggles and everything that he had in practice would have been way overboard. He probably still would have been talking about it right now. So that's my final thoughts. Big Son signing off. You know what it is.
Yes, indeed. Point. What you got? Mike, I got a point on up. Still up. Point. You still there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm on. My final thought would be like Big Son said, the Wizards, the Wiz kids, Shout out to Star, Star that's now, number 2 overall pick. I feel like we did the right thing, and with us having Star on the team now and us getting Shorty from Baltimore, and then, getting we got 2 guys that can shoot, that can move the ball a lot. And so I think the Adam Peters effect is full effect now. If Jaden Daniels do well, Saul do well, we got a whole new regime like what we had with RG3, Alex Ovechkin, John Wall. And so, Washington sports about to do real well.
Okay. What you got, Vito? What's final thoughts? Still up? All right, I'll go on the final thoughts. Okay, first is I'm gonna give a shout out to Adam Peters. Let me say this. I don't think half the guys he got hanging around should be hanging around. I think you should have fired Doug at Williams at itself. I'm about to say something. I think you should have fired Doug Williams self a long time ago. I think he should have been gone. I'm sorry, he should have been gone. Mark Mayhew should have been gone. He should have been gone, man. I don't know what y'all doing. What's the other dude, man? The dude I don't like, man. What's the dude name? What's the dude name who only show up to tell the fans they not changing the name back? What's his name?
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Jason Wright should have been gone. And I'm
yeah,
sorry
he
if
the
it
one
sounds
who
like
came
I'm
out and
saying all the
said
black guys.
he came out and said the name is the Commander.
Right, 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 dog. So I apologize if it feels like I'm saying all the black guys should go. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not. But I mean, come on, man. Y'all are people who've been watching know. No offense to none of them. Y'all are probably very valuable guys and all of that. I just can't see it. I can't see it. So I will vouch for what I can see, and I think y'all need to go. Personally, I will vouch for what I can see, and I think y'all need to go. I'm just saying, I hate to be that way. That's why I'm laughing because it sounds so bad, but it's really not. It's really in just the humblest way. I just don't see y'all doing nothing. so in my mind, you got to go. And so I want to shout out to Peters for doing some of what I guess had to be done. You want to put your own staple and your own block on any organization when you're there. Again, he found a way to keep Martin Mayhew, who was the boss last year. He found a way to get him to work for him, and he ain't quit. He took basically a pay. He basically took a pay cut, I'm pretty sure, and took just a cut in general, like a title cut too. And he's still around. So whatever Peters is doing, Mayhew found a way to stay around, I guess, to some degree. I have no idea why, but he's still around. So shout out to Adam Peters for all of that, everything that was being done there. I don't like, I'm gonna say it again. I don't particularly like the Wizards thing. No, I don't. I think Josh Hurst, I'm gonna continue to say that, is a conflict of interest to the DC area because he owns the Philadelphia 76ers. That's just me. That's just how I feel. I just feel like his owning the Sixers is a conflict of interest to the DC area. That's not just for the Redskins, or just related to football. That's related to the Wizards at this point, the Mystics, because I don't know if Philly has a women's team. They might not even have a women's team, but at some point they might get one. And more than likely, the owner would be Josh Hurst. I mean, I would assume. I mean, I guess that's the way it is for the NBA teams. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I mean, WNBA teams now. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But that's a possibility. So again, I just feel like it's a conflict of interest around the board. So that's one of the things that I just feel, I'm always gonna have an issue with it until he sells the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm gonna have an issue with him owning the Sixers and the Washington Redskins because effectively, and I'm not a Wizards fan. I'm not a Wizards, I'm not saying I hate the Wizards. I ain't saying it like that, but I'm not a Wizards particularly, go to the Wizards. I'm a Wizards fan all the way up until they play the Bulls, though. I'm a Bulls fan, period. If the Wizards play the Bulls, I'm rooting for the Bulls. However, if the Wizards play anybody else, I'm rooting for the Wizards. That's how it works for me. And so I'm going to speak up for the Wizards, and I just feel like it just was a little bit disrespectful for him to go out there and do that publicly like that. To me, it was to purposely undermine the Wizards a little bit. And it's just my opinion. The guys also, all of the guys expressed opposing opinions to what I had to say in that regard. But I'm not backing down on that one because I just would have felt some type of way if I was a Wizards player. So I'm just putting myself in the shoes of the Wizards and the Wizards players when I say that. So y'all know what it is. It's the Nature Sports Podcast. We supposed to talk about these things. Go at it in the light that we go at it in. We supposed to do it the way we do it. Big. Like Big Pimpin'. You see Big Pimpin' Peters on the front cover today. Big Pimpin' Peters. On the front cover today, popping bottles. You know what I'm saying? Big Pimpin' Peters. But nah. again, and another thing, I want to do something special today too. In fact, before we get off, I know the other guys might be off a little bit.
Big Son still in it.
Okay, yeah. So as something else I wanted to do over the last week, we've gotten a ton of views, especially like on the replays and all on the different things as far as with the Nature Sports Podcast, but especially on the replays when we've gotten off air 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. When we get off air, usually it's real late. But as of late, the last maybe week or so, we've gotten, or 2 weeks maybe, we've gotten off air and we've had a ton of people come through on the replay to show us some love. A ton of people come through. Shout out to everybody that's coming through, rocking with us on the replays, that's rocking with us, you know, throughout the week, that's rocking with us live. Everybody who on live right now, we rocking
Yes,
heavily
sir.
right.
We definitely appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? If we haven't said it more than once, we letting y'all know right now. We definitely appreciate y'all. I had to come back on camera. No,
Absolutely.
with everything, I usually don't do this. You know, my wife probably mad if she knew I was on camera like this. But, yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. We've been doing big numbers, you know, for what as compared to what we originally started at, but we've been doing some of the better numbers over the last couple weeks. And you know, again, tonight, same thing. Tonight, the same thing. This was one of our bigger nights tonight, view-wise. We really pushing it to a whole nother level, man. Pushing it to a whole nother stratosphere for sure. 24 hours. Y'all know what it is. We will be running other Studio Runners programs on the network this week. We already started, so we running, you know, we got the Mike Kings. We running that program. That will be running all week. Of course, we replaying the NBA Finals, Score the Fight, Devin Haney, Tank Fight. All the Score the Fights will be replayed. Just everything we've been doing, man. Shout out to everybody that been rocking with us over the 24 hours a day, man. Again, even if y'all subscribe or you don't subscribe, one thing I do know, because the views do show up, y'all are watching. Y'all are watching for sure.
The viewership is we need is not what we do it for. We do it because we love it, but we love the fact that people tune in and show their love to this show because, like, hey, if y'all don't know, as it say right there below, 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years we've been doing this. So we ain't new to this, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed, man. Y'all got to understand that 10 years, of course, riding out, man. So I just wanted to make sure that we gave a special shout out, special love to the fans, man. The fans on Twitter, especially all the fans on Twitter. Y'all rock with us the hardest. That's where we stream. That's where we stream 24 hours at. But YouTube, the YouTube fans came through tonight, though.
Hey, shout out YouTube, man, because we've been trying to get y'all up on that line for a minute, and now y'all here. Shout out to y'all, bro.
Yeah, the YouTube fans, they came in groves tonight. The YouTube fans came in groves tonight, you know. So shout out to all the YouTube fans out there, man. Facebook, Instagram, everywhere we do it, man. Y'all know what we do, and everywhere we do it, and why we do it, to keep y'all with that real. We got a bunch of different things happening. Stay tuned to this network. Stay tuned to the network. I don't care what you're doing. If you see something on, please, I promise you, watch it. You will be thoroughly entertained. Watch it. If you see something on us doing, whether it's the Super Bowl, whether it was the NBA Finals, whether it's the Olympics this year, the fights, whatever it is, y'all make sure that you tune in. Just take a peek. If you at work, you got long hours at work. If you drive trucks, you drive Uber, you long hours. This is the show you wanna tap onto, man, because you can knock off 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those hours listening to us. And we are 24 hours a day. It's not a time that you work that we are not on.
Yeah, we definitely on.
You know, so
this heat. Heat we on.
Yeah,
you know
we're on. So again, shout out to everybody out there listening. This is the Nature Sports Podcast, man. It's been great rocking out as we do, when this goes off, when this program goes off, you will see a replay of this tonight. The replay of the show tonight. Of the
Workhorse, baby.
Yeah, you will see the replay of the show that went on tonight. You will see the replay a few times. You're gonna see the replay a few times. But again, y'all continue to rock with us. We will have a wonderful season. We having the biggest off season. Viewership wise, we having the biggest off season that we've ever had here at the Nature Sports Podcast.
And it's all due to y'all.
Yeah.
All over Instagram, on Studio Runners, all over YouTube.
Yeah.
Studio Runners, all over Facebook. You know what I'm saying? All over X.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so Twitter is X if y'all don't know what X is.
Yeah.
You know, that's Twitter. So yeah, shout out to all of our fans that have been there, new fans, old fans, in between, farewell, whatever you want to be. Glad to see you.
Yeah. Yeah. So y'all really have been a joy to rock with. So I just wanted to let y'all know that we see y'all. That even if y'all don't say nothing, even if y'all don't follow, even whatever the case may be, we know you watch it because we see the views there. Continue to watch, continue to support, because we're gonna keep giving y'all the real when it comes to sports. Minimum, we're gonna give it to you real. If we ain't the fans that's controlled. We ain't the show that's controlled, that's trying to
nobody
get in somebody's ear or something. Nah, we're gonna tell you how we feel. Even if we disagree with each other, we're gonna tell you how we feel.
And we're going one of these shows, we're gonna give y'all a backlog show. You know, it's gonna be a rack of the backlogs of where we really came from. Because why we started this, when Rose said we don't have no control, we really don't, because when me and Rose sat back and looked at how games were being called 10 years ago, we were disgusted.
Yeah.
And we said, you know what, we're gonna do the play-by-play, we're gonna call it real, whether the refs or whoever like it or not, we're gonna call the game the way the game should be called. So shout out to y'all, man, for rocking with us, calling it the way we call it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So that's without further ado. Ain't gonna hold y'all much longer. We're gonna see y'all back Monday with another major Monday, how we do each and every Monday here on the Nature Sports Podcast. We're gonna rock out again on the Workhorse Wednesday. Next Wednesday, you'll see us back next Wednesday. But throughout the week, tonight, stay tuned. If you missed the beginning of the show, it's all good. Stay tuned. We're gonna have the full replay coming up next, and that's gonna play throughout the night. Then and probably throughout half the day tomorrow till about 12, where we'll go back to our regular scheduled program. We try to give everybody an opportunity to keep up with us because we know we do our shows late. So we try to keep it moving for the people that get up during the day. But we've been doing great numbers on those replays. So y'all keep tuning in, keep rocking with us.
Yes, sir. Signing off. Peace out.
Signing off. ETA Row, baby. Workhorse.
Workhorse.